problems for the Eagles. And, that one thing you mentioned about the possible number 1 seed, there's still a little bit of doubt there. You never know what the committee's going to do, and that'll be tomorrow. If Csu-Pueblo wins today and takes care of business, there's a good chance that they'll be the number 1 seed and get the bye. But it's not guaranteed. They got a little program called Augustana that might have something to say about that. They're at Bemidji State right now as well. So we'll have to see how things shake out. But I think all Phil Vigil wanted to do today is get this W and, bring the RMAC title back to Csu-Pueblo.
Yeah, it's been a while. What, 2017, something like that?
17,
the last time.
7 years.
Last time the Thunderbolts had a RMAC championship. We were talking about the field, Joe. I remember this is one of those fields in the old days. I say the old days, but when they had the big crown, it was one of those when you really noticed the crown. You could stand on one side of the field and you could barely see the other sideline because they had to have such good drainage here for all the snow they get. But now it's not that problem anymore with the artificial surface.
No, it's glorious. Bill O'Boyle, the legendary coach who coached here forever and ever, and all those great Chadron teams would come out and paint the logo every Friday night by hand with him and his staff, and that was part of their tradition of painting the logo. And think how much time they would have saved Bill now with this permanent logo.
Yeah, they could have had some fun.
Right?
Maybe that was fun. Maybe that's what they considered fun.
Maybe we didn't see the coolers. Days. We just saw the logo.
Well, the Chadron State Ball Club, it's been a struggle this year, 3-7. But it's one of those, we say it a lot, it seems like, during the year. It's kind of coach speak. But don't let that record fool you. But in this case, it might be true because defensively, they're a top-notch ball club. It's where, on offense, is where they're challenged.
Yeah, they average 13 points a game. So if they can hold you to 12, they're going to win. Problem is, Csu-Pueblo's got one of the most prolific offenses in Division II, and they'd like to show that today. It's good on good. It's a great offense versus a great defense. But conversely, Csu-Pueblo's defense is pretty good.
Right, they are.
And you throw that against this offense that's struggling, I kind of like that matchup even more.
Well, it almost seemed like that kind of woke up something in them before the Western Colorado game. We talked about, you're going to be really challenged this game. Their offensive line pretty good. Their defensive line is really good. Who dominated the game? Both lines of scrimmage. Last week against Mines the same way. Roman Fuller hadn't really been touched. He got sacked one time last week. That was late in the game when Mines was pretty desperate. But other than that, he's been upright the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, we had him on the coaches show this week, and he's very comfortable with his protections. And when a quarterback like Roman Fuller with his skill set is comfortable, that's when your offense clicks like it does. We did get some news today that Howard Russell's not going to play. And I said that was one of my keys to the game. One of my keys to every game is if Howard Russell carries the ball 20 times, they win. Well, he's carrying no times today, so we're going to have to see how that load gets split up.
Yeah, Howard is in uniform. He went through pregame drills, but he's got a little knee issue, and they want to hold him out and hopefully get the bye next week, and then he'll be fresh in a couple weeks. That's the plan anyway, but he did go through full warm-ups. Another couple injuries on the defensive side. Ben Wilson will be out today, and so will Donovan English. So that's two defenders are out, but if there's a room that you can afford a couple injuries, it'd be that defensive back room.
Well, they travel with 50
exactly.
defensive back. So,
all right, we'll come back after this timeout. We'll talk to head coach Phil Vigil. That all comes your way next. It's all part of the Thunderwolves pregame show on Fox Sports Pueblo. Okay, welcome back to Don Beebe Stadium. Should have been playing Phil Vigil right here, but I guess we'll go and do another segment here, Joe. We'll talk to Phil Vigil after this next time out. But senior day here in Chadron, Nebraska. They're introducing all the seniors out here. We all know about all the distractions on senior day.
Well, is this the third senior day for Csu-Pueblo?
Yeah, we've been going through them, haven't we?
Yeah, it's they do it on the last home game of the season, and Chadron's got quite a few seniors. The big senior day, of course, was last week in Pueblo, 21 seniors. That's a lot. That's a big senior class, and the Thunderwolves.
This ball game today, as we talked about, Chadron State, they've had a lot of issues at quarterback this year. Plus at running back, they're down to their third and fourth string running back. Their quarterback, I think they're on number 3. They were at number 4 for a while, but then they've gone back to this guy they're going to start today. He's kind of he's not really he's like a running back playing quarterback. So, and he's a lefty, so it does pose some issues, but they're really struggling in that department.
Yeah, and anybody who watches any kind of football knows if you don't have confidence or at least serviceability in your quarterback, your offense doesn't move. And again, 13 points a game is about what they average, and that's not going to win a lot of football games in any conference level in the RMAC. So that's why they lean heavily on that defense.
And Thunderwolves offensive, we talk about Roman Fuller having such a great year, but the guy we're going to watch today, Reggie Retzlaff, 1 touchdown, a pass, a catch away from the all-time record at CSU.
Yeah, he's tied with Paul Browning right now, and he got a couple last week, and Paul said, "You got to get 3 because I'm here." And Paul was in the audience, he was on the sidelines last week because he's helping out the team, but they also honored the 2014 national championship team, and he wanted him to break the record while he was in attendance. So, Paul, if you're listening, hopefully Reggie gets one for you and breaks your record. I'll tell you what, 12 touchdown receptions, 13 touchdown receptions in a season is pretty impressive.
It is indeed, and his have been dramatic.
Yeah,
too,
I mean,
man.
these aren't little
great catches. Yeah. All right, take this time out. We'll try again. We'll talk to Phil Vigil right after this on Fox Sports Pueblo. And welcome back to the Thunderwolves pregame show. And joining me now, head coach Phil Vigil. And Phil, we've come to the end of the line of the regular season, right where you want to be.
Yeah, it's shocking that it's already here. I mean, it doesn't feel like it's already week 11, but here we are, last regular season game of the year with a lot on the line, and proud of this team and the effort they put in to put us in this position so far.
And before we focus on Chadron State, let's talk a little bit about the game last week against Mines. I mean, that was an old-fashioned slugfest.
It really was. That's a really good football team we played in Mines, and they've been the standard in the RMAC conference for the last 4 or 5 years now, and it felt really good for our seniors to be able to get that win. Every senior that's here right now has never beaten Mines. Every senior that's here has never won a conference championship, and so it was awesome to be able to clinch that, at least a share of that last week, and we look to hopefully get the whole thing today.
It's like this whole season's been a little bit of just check marks, check this, just keep getting it bigger and bigger.
Yeah, it's just, the results are correlation of our process, and never getting too far ahead and just focusing on what we can control, and that's really just how can we be great today? How can we focus on finding a way to get 1% better today? And the team has bought into that, and they've done that all year long, and because of that, we've been able to have some success.
Well, you look back at the game. It was a game where they got on you a little bit early, but there was no panic. Just kept, like you said, stay with the process, I guess, and eventually things will go your way, and you made a big play on defense and kind of ignited your offense.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny how momentum works in college football. You get a little momentum, and our guys understand that really it doesn't matter what the score is or what's going on in the game. Someone's going to make a play, and it's going to turn it our way. And last week it was Eli Pittman who made an interception on the sideline and sparked our offense a little bit and got Howard in the end zone, 5 or 6 plays later. And so that was really what we needed to get going. And from then on, we really never looked back.
Plus, it was good to be challenged. They made a little run at you, but you responded with a big play late.
Yeah, I mean, Reggie's unbelievable player, unbelievable leader for us. And any time that we get him in one-on-one coverage, we're going to try to take advantage of it. And we got that a couple times on Saturday, and we made him pay because of that. But I was really proud of our defense as well. In the fourth quarter specifically, we had some huge stops that we needed to get to be able to turn that game into our favor. And they got those stops, and we were able to come out on top.
Well, speaking of defense, that's what you face this week against Chadron State. Their offense may be struggling a little bit, but, man, they're in every game defensively, causing people a lot of problems.
They really are. This is one of the best defenses we've seen since Grand Valley, to be honest. And they are deep at every single position. They've got guys that can fly around and make plays, and they're second in the conference right now, but they're top 20 in the country in almost every defensive statistic. And so we're going to have our hands full this afternoon with Chadron's defense. But the beautiful thing is we've got one of the best offenses in the country as well, and I know that our guys will be ready to play today.
Well, specifically, what do they do to cause you problems?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot that they do, to be honest with you. They're going to be in one high shell, which means that they're going to have a safety down in the box. They're going to overload the box, which makes them +1 in the run game, which makes it difficult to run the football. I think they've done a really good job over the last year of going and getting some defensive backs. I think that was an issue for them last year, and you look at our game against them last year, we beat them 28-3. But all 4 of those touchdowns were big plays, and they came in the pass game. And so they did a really good job of addressing those needs in the offseason, and they got some corners that can come in and play and some safeties that have done the same. But, it all starts up front, and their defensive line is one of the best that we've seen, really garnered by number 56, who's been an RMAC Defensive Player of the Year before. Really special player that understands how to get after the quarterback.
Well, offensively, it's been a struggle for them, but it seems like of late maybe they're starting to try to find an identity, and that's just pound the rock and try to control the ball game that way.
Yeah, they've had some injuries at the quarterback position that have kind of limited them, and I think, depending on who's been back there at quarterback, it's kind of been a different offense almost. And so I think they've kind of settled into who they want to be last week against Western Colorado, and I expect them to have number 10 back there today. He's an athletic quarterback who can run the football, kind of like a Tim Tebow type guy, left-handed as well. And I think that they're going to try to hold on to the football as long as they possibly can and keep our offense off the field and try to get some rushing yards today.
And finally, it's no secret what this game means. I'm sure your ball club is well versed in everything that's on the line here today. It's huge.
Yeah, it is. And again, that's why you come to Csu-Pueblo. You want to be playing in meaningful games in November and December. And right now we control our own destiny. We've got everything in front of us, and we want to keep it that way. And so we've got to take care of business today against a really good team.
Good luck today.
Thank you very much.
Thunderbolts head coach Phil Vio back with more right after this on Fox Sports Pueblo. And welcome back to Chadron, Nebraska. We'll be back with more of our pregame show. It's all going to come your way next. Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo. And welcome back to Chadron, Nebraska. We're at Don Beebe Stadium here. Of course, Don Beebe, the famous Buffalo Bill, and then actually finally won a Super Bowl when he played for the Packers. Lost 4 with the Bills, but finally got that one late in his career. Tell you what, tough duty today, Joe. The color guard leaving the field here. Handling the Old Glory out there, that was a struggle for the one of the color guards in the middle. The wind is whipping pretty good. It seems like it's increased here a little bit.
And I think they put the veteran of the group holding the American flag. That's usually a place of honor. And he's like, today, guys, he's got 2 hands on that. It's not going anywhere. And then across from us, we have a fire engine with a ladder truck that's got a giant flag. I just want to tell you how hard the wind is blowing. That's a very big flag, and it's blowing straight out.
That's the old cannon that just went off. I remember when that went off last year. JR was down to the old athletic director here, the former athletic director, former commissioner of the RMAC conference. He was down there in that corner. I thought he was going to come out of his seat down there.
It's like Dutch Clark when you have a cannon.
I remember, when that thing would go off with the old J. Diamond, J. Robert Lewis, when that thing had blasted. He didn't know it. We were doing a live shot. It was pretty hilarious. All right, our weather conditions for today's ball game. It's windy, as we've told you here. And we'll get the exact weather conditions. And I don't have my thing on Chadron here right now. There we go. 45 degrees they're saying right now. That's a little optimistic. I don't know if it's 45 out there. It doesn't feel like it. It feel like index.
I have a feel like 37.
Yeah, I was going to say, the wind is whipping here right now. And they've got it blowing at 20, gusting to 28. And I'd buy that because the flag's straight out. I mean, this is one of those days where you can count every star and count every stripe on the flag. It's that kind of day. High temperature expected to be around 47. No chance for precipitation. And we're playing early enough in the day. Shouldn't be a problem with lighting at all. The sun sets at 4:27 up here in the beautiful, we're the precursor of the Black Hills here in Nebraska. Take this final timeout. Kickoff is next. Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo. And welcome back, Don Beebe Stadium. Sharing a laugh with Braley Brown. The coach is right next to us, and they put some programs up so we couldn't look in, and then there's a little eye hole there. So I had my eye right there looking through it. He caught me looking through there.
I'm trying to figure out why they put that up other than they don't want to look at us.
That could be.
It's not like we can relay the plays in real time to anyone.
They don't want the distraction. Well, Joe, we kind of shortchanged the keys to victory for today's ball game when we got kind of screwed up there. But what do the Thunderwolves have to do?
Today's a defensive day for me, for CSU Pueblo. They need to get after this quarterback, whoever's back there, and just shut that offense down. They've struggled all season long. Do not let today be the exception. So this is old school CSU Pueblo football, and let the defense save the day.
And for Chadron State to pull off what would be a monumental upset for these seniors, what do they have to do?
Well, limit CSU Pueblo's run game. We said that Howard Russell's not going to play today, so that's going to be Corey and Burrell, Ty Virgin, Fincher. There's going to be a myriad of guys. We might even see
Russell Patton,
a true freshman, and I'm anxious to see Russell Patton because
I'd love
he's fun to watch. But it's going to be running back by committee, and again, if CSU Pueblo can establish the run and then let Roman play with his toys, it'll be a good day.
Yeah, Roman Fuller. He is probably the most confident individual we've ever run across in CSU Pueblo football history, I think.
And I love it. I want my quarterback to be that confident, and I want him to have a short memory of bad games and a short memory of good games. I got to concentrate on the next throw.
Captains are making their way out toward midfield, and as both squads do, the teams kind of like that. They're arm in arm there, Joe. They can walk out there about 10 yards onto the field. Watch the captains do their thing out at midfield.
You know, there's some experience out there. If you look just right there with CSU Pueblo, you got Bone out there and Stevie Kroll and Zach Rakowski. And then, of course, the shadow today, Gary Seidenberger, the middle linebacker who's going to just shadow who is ever at quarterback. And he has great closing speed.
And he had good experience doing that last week.
The last couple of weeks.
In fact, the week before.
He's kind
exactly.
of been that guy who's – but he should be. He's going to play that way anyway. So we just give him the official title of spy.
Giving a member of the military the honor of the coin flip here. It's in the air. It's now hit the turf.
Pack wins the toss and will defer. Now that Chadron gets the win. So that's always and that may be a factor second half, Jim.
Right. Fans are ready to go. We're ready to go. Thunderwolves in their road white jerseys with red numerals, wearing the red pants today. Kind of like that look. Chadron with their alternate uniform, their home grays with the maroon numerals, white trim. Joe, I always liked their all maroon. I thought that was the best way to go.
And they were like the only maroon. I mean, I guess Mesa is technically maroon too.
Yeah.
But Mesa always had that yellow in there, that gold as well. But it's just kind of fun. The pack went with the logo with the word pack and then the number on the helmet. It seems like the players like that.
Yeah, they've gotten a lot of great feedback.
And you know who doesn't like when they change logos is the equipment. You got to peel them off and put them on, and peel them off and put them on, and that's 100 helmets.
Yeah, you got a job. That's what your job entails, so don't complain.
Well, they should just
That's the way I look at it.
Or just buy extra helmets. We'll have to get on Dr. Paul and say, hey, we need to outfit these guys with multiple helmets.
Yeah, about how much is a helmet? 100.
Yeah, I don't
even know what the price of a helmet is. So
they don't make it for golf.
And everything's times 125 too. That's what you got to factor in.
Hey, I go all the way back to the practices of 2008 when they were using borrowed helmets.
Yes,
for high
for the schools.
Yeah, they pilfered some of the high schools so they could run practice in the spring.
Well, this is a relatively new facility, and it's really nice. This press box area is beautiful. Windows you can see out of. It's just perfect, and they had a video board there left. So when they redid it right. And, for a program of this stature, they've been maybe down a little bit in recent years, but you have to remember back, this was the cream of the crop, Joe, when Thunderwolves resumed their program.
Yeah, I remember that first time that they came to Pueblo in 2008 and beat the snot
Oh, my God, that was a
Pueblo.
beatdown.
But that was the last time CSU Pueblo lost to Chadron. That's how far back this streak goes.
I remember I was down in the bowl of the Thunderbolt just walking around just to get a look at the stadium, and they handed it off to that big running back they had at about the 5-yard line, went 95 yards right up the middle of the field for a touchdown. I was like, oh, man.
But it seems like Chadron games for CSU Pueblo, somebody different every time has been the guy. You know, it hasn't been, and it's been sort of an unsung hero kind of thing.
Ball blows off the tee, as you might expect here with the gusty 20-mile-an-hour wind. Blowing left to right, that's the direction the Thunderwolves are going here in this first quarter.
See, and this is what I don't know. Guys, they must not do this as kids anymore, because when they hold the ball, they don't hold it correctly. You got to put your knee close to the ball, not away from it.
Here's the kick, and as you might expect with the wind, it line drive out the back of the end zone.
It hit the gym.
Yeah, it's right over the Adidas sign there, the fence about 20 yards past the back of the end zone. That's when your head's got to be on a swivel if you're just kind of an innocent bystander walking along the fence line over there. All right, Chadron will start from their own 25-yard line. They're going to place the ball in the left hash mark to start things off.
Trying to see who is in at quarterback. Is that Preston
Preston Pearson is going to get the start.
And, you know, that's kind of a travesty. He's from Kearney.
Yeah.
How do you be a Kearney kid, come to Chadron and play quarterback?
8 out of 26 on the year. So that tells you he's a running quarterback. Takes the keeper around the left side, turns the corner, gets out to around the 34-yard line. He's close to a first down. Maybe about a yard, maybe 2 yards short when they put the umpire tax in. Gain of 8. It'll be second down and 2. Well, that's just pretty vanilla play right there. Just a quarterback follow play. Looked like South High back in the day. They go trips to the right, double wide out left, empty backfield for Pearson, the quarterback. But he's a run-first kind of guy. They fake the jet sweep. He runs it up the middle. He's got the first down. He's out across the 35 to the 38-yard line. He was close to breaking that one.
I think early on, Csu-Pueblo was paying way too much attention to the play fake. That's 2 play fakes in a row that a linebacker's bit quick. And you're not going to be able to throw in this wind into the wind. And Chadron is going directly west from right to left on your radio dial into the west, but it's also into the teeth of a 20-mile-an-hour wind.
Well, if he does throw the ball, their favorite receiver, Tommy Thomas, he lines up in the slot to the left. He has 34 grabs on the year, 4 touchdowns. Single wide out to each side, double tight end set. Fake it in the middle. They pass over the middle, and that was almost picked off. That's why they don't throw the ball much. They tried to get it to the tight end that time, and that was very dangerous. Tried to get it to Coy Gilbert, who's only caught 1 ball on the year for 1 yard.
You know, if Thomas Webb had his head up just a little bit, although the ball was overthrown at him too.
So it'll be 2nd and 10 from the 37-yard line. Trips to the right this time. Single wide out left. That single wide out is Tommy Thomas. As we mentioned, he's the favorite target. Do have a back in the backfield this time. That's Isaac Jean-Pierre, and we've got a false start on the Eagles.
The far linesman. Jay Long does not like that call, but guess what? Are they going to talk him out of it? No.
Well, there's some histrionics going down there on the sideline between the coaches and the head linesman. He's not the one that threw the flag. It was the far head linesman across the way that threw the flag. But that's all right. You argue with the guy closest to you to convey a message. 2nd down and 15 now for the Eagles. Thunderbolts come with mass substitutions here. They get Scipio and Ramming in there. They're pass rush specialists. And they're going to give it up the middle, and the Thunderbolts have that snuffed out.
Eli Pittman just stayed right where he was.
That's going to be a loss back to the 31-yard line.
You know, he didn't buy the fake as the corner. He just came
bit.
off and just great run support.
Loss of 2 brings up 3rd down now and 3rd and 16 actually. 3rd and 16 from the 31-yard line for the Eagles. Only a loss of yard on that play. 2 wideouts to each side. Ball's on the left hash. Pearson takes the snap. He looks left. They throw a screen pass, and it's thrown behind. Oh, there's a late hit. Look out. Could be a defenseless receiver. Thunderbolts got away with one there.
Sip got a free shot.
As he drilled the intended pass receiver well after the ball hit the ground, but it's almost like he did it, Joe, and he looked around like, oh, my God, did I do something wrong? But he got away with it.
It was a screen, so it was to the interior, and, you know, he's 2 yards off the ball, so it's not like he got a running start. He's just a very big man. Now, Murkowski's 40 yards deep, and that ball's not going to get
Yeah,
there.
he needs to move up here. Now the Thunderbolts going to go with 2 deep receivers like they did last week. And the wind hits it. It's going to be a chance for Robinson. He takes it at the 30-yard line, and he's surrounded by 3 players and goes down at the 32. So a 2-yard return. But still, decent field position for the Thunderbolts. That's a pretty good punt into that wind by Brody Eisenbraun, who averages 43 yards a punt this year. He hadn't been punting into a wind like that much this year, I wouldn't think.
No.
So
Although Manny Rice, the new athletic director, a good friend of ours from Csu-Pueblo, said this is nothing. This wind today, the 20 miles an hour and cold, it's nothing.
Yeah, this is just like nice.
It's a breeze.
It's a good day in Scotland, right?
Yeah,
As we
Emmanuel
say in
Fincher
the
getting
golf
the start.
course.
Yep. Emmanuel Fincher getting the start at running back.
Fuller will open up the gun. He's got trips to the actually double wide out right. The extra tight end, Dvorak, now goes in motion to the right side. They look that way. They throw it this way. It's caught. And here we go up the field. Reggie Retzlaff, the old run after the catch. He's close to the first down.
I think he got it. Move the chains.
So we look through the eye holder to look at Brayley Brown, the old wide receiver screen there. That's the play we always get on his case about.
He told us they were going to run one first play.
Gains 10, 1st and 10.
I think he's got more to focus on today than us.
Play action. Fuller in the pocket. Looked like a hold there in the middle. No flag. Pass down the field to Toscas. He's got it. Thunderbolts got away with a little hold there. I was waiting to see if the flag came out, but they got away with it. And then Fuller with a just drilled Toscas there.
You know, Jim, he threw that ball 3 seconds before Toscas made his break. He was thrown to a spot, and Taylor was exactly where he was supposed to be.
Ball at the 34-yard line of the Eagles. 1st and 10 for the Thunderwolves. Running back is Emmanuel Fincher. And they drop the snap. Fuller has to keep it. Puts his head down. He's got an opening. He's inside the 30 down to about the 28-yard line. Well, he made something out of nothing there. Picks up 6. That could have been disastrous. That makes you wonder how big a hole there was there for Fincher if he'd got the handoff to him.
Well, Roman Fuller just touched his chest saying it was his fault. And I thought he would go down right away, just, fall on it, because he's not a running quarterback.
Gained 6, 2nd and 4. Ball's at the 28-yard line of the Eagles. Thunderbolts trying to score on the first drive of the game here. Bring Nigel in motion. They fake it. Now they pitch it out to Nigel on the left side. He's close to the first down. He's got it. He went in motion across the formation, faked the jet sweep action, and then just flip a little screen pass out to him.
And without a true RB1 today, running back one, you might see a lot of that. Those underneath passes to these speedy receivers.
Ball in the left hash mark. It's 1st and 10 at the 23 for the Thunderbolts. Mitchell this time lines up wide to the right. Moving along the line of scrimmage, but Chadron stays onside there. No movement by the Thunderbolts to match him for a neutral zone violation. Toscas is in the slot to the left. And they give it up the middle. Nice breaking of a tackle there. Getting forward here is Fincher. He's down inside the 15, close to the 10-yard line. That'll be another first down for the Thunderwolves.
That's your favorite 1st and goal. 1st and 10. The worst one you can have.
The worst 1st and goal in football is directly on the 10-yard line, but you'll take it every time. You like your chances. This time, Toscas and Retzlaff will line up wide to right. Remember, Retzlaff 1 touchdown grab away from setting the record. Double tight end set here. 1 on each side. Now, actually, they go unbalanced. Now they motion to the right side. And they give it up the middle. Nice cut there. Moving inside the 5 down to about the 2-yard line goes Fincher. Good hard run there. It'll be 2nd down and goal from the 2.
We teased Emmanuel Fincher a little bit. I know he wants to go play at his home stadium eventually, McKinney, Texas.
That's right, where they play the national championship game. That would be a dream of all of ours. So again, Toscas and Retzlaff wide to the right. Fincher the lone back on the right hip of Roman Fuller, the quarterback. And they give it to him up the middle, and he is into the end zone, I believe. No signal as of yet. Nope, they say he's about a foot short.
Interesting. It didn't look like he hit the hole probably as hard as he could have.
Well, he got kind of spun around there at the end. I thought he'd fall forward on in there, but he doesn't. So now the Thunderbolts going to have to go 3rd and goal, and we've talked to Roman Fuller. He's only been under center 1 time in his career, and that was last week in victory formation. So they're a foot away here on 3rd and goal. They take the snap. They give it the middle, wide open touchdown for Fincher. What a hole they set on that left side. He just walked on into the end zone.
Untouched, the junior from McKinney, Texas.
So the Pack do what you want them to do on the road in this clinching game. March it right down the field and put a touchdown on the board. You want to take the will of the fight out of Chadron State here early on.
Following a great stop defensively. And I'm telling you, the defense is key today for the Thunderwolves.
Willigan to try the extra point. Ball's down. Kick is up. And it is good. 9:29 to go here in the first quarter. Thunderwolves strike first. They lead it 7-0. Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo. And welcome back to Don Beebe Stadium here in Chadron, Nebraska. 8 plays, 68 yards. Very efficient drive there for the Thunderwolves, Joe.
And Emmanuel Fincher, we've seen him run the ball a few times this year. There hasn't been many. Of course, they haven't run a ton, and Howard Russell's got most of the carries, but just a different style. He's not as thick as Howard. He's definitely not as fast as Howard, or as flashy.
Exactly.
But I don't know that there is anybody on the rest of the team or in the RMAC that is as flashy as Howard Russell. But this is a great chance for them to if they don't need him, don't use him.
Right.
You know, he is dressed, but I don't think he's going to play.
Well, one of your favorite terms is the emergency break glass guy.
Yeah, and I mean, if they're that far down, then you don't want to use him anyway.
Yeah, you just throw it all day the rest of the day. Throw screen passes to a tight end or something. All right, here's the kick. And it should easily go out the back of the end zone. It does again. Not quite as awesome as his first kick of the day, but still, it did the job. He probably realized, hey, I don't have to really work that hard to get it out the back of the end zone. And he kind of shrugged as he went over to the sideline.
Well, you know, those special team guys, they have little things going, those style points and which upright and which pylon, and they got to pass the time somehow. Last week I got to reconnect with Greg O'Donnell a little bit.
Really?
The kicker from the national championship team. He was on the sidelines. He's a big wig at Disney. And Odie's one of my all-time favorite people. I spent a lot of time with Greg O'Donnell.
Yeah, he took well advantage of that little internship, that summer internship, turned it into a career. Here's the reverse around the right side on the jet sweep.
Oh.
And breaking a tackle, but getting forward for maybe a yard on the play. That's their most effective wide receiver. But when you can't get the ball to him through the air, you have to get it to him some other way. And Tommy Thomas gains a couple on the play, maybe 3 out to the 28-yard line.
I think Thomas Webb, the defensive back from Csu-Pueblo, was a little upset with himself because he
whiffed
on the time. Thomas Webb doesn't whiff very. He's a graduate student. He's played a lot of football.
2nd down and 7 from the 28-yard line. The ball is on the right hash mark. As you mentioned, Preston Pearson on the year, only 8 of 28, 1 interception, 129 yards through the air this year. He's a run-first quarterback. Bring a man in motion. They fake the jet sweep. He's going to run it around the right side. Makes a nice little cut there. Gets out across the 30 to about the 32-yard line. He's just a running back playing quarterback. That's basically what it is.
And it's heresy when you grow up in Kearney, Nebraska, and play football at Chadron State.
Yeah, that's different. And, of course, he's the lefty, Joe, so immediately you think of Tim Tebow.
Yeah.
When the style of play he does. He's not as big and strong as Tim Tebow was, but who are, you know?
Well, let's just put it this way. They don't even list him as a quarterback.
Right. 3rd down and 3 from the 32-yard line here. Trips to the left this time. Looked like some movement there. They get away with it. Pass caught. Little out pattern at the 38-yard line.
Keith McCaney playing well off coverage right there on a 3rd and 4.
Roland George, the receiver, that's his 19th catch on the year. He's over 200 yards now on the year. 11 yards a catch. He's caught a couple touchdown passes. Double wide out right this time. Single wide out left. Lone back in the backfield. And movement along the line of scrimmage. That should be a neutral zone violation on the Thunderwolves.
Yeah, that's the second time they bit. That's on Turrentine, I believe.
That'll be a 5-yard mark off on the pack. That'll make it 1st down and 5 now out at the 43-yard line.
Of course, I think they gave it to Scipio, which it was either one of them. They both went.
So Scipio and Ramming, they're kind of a tandem. They're out there on the field at the same time here, along with Turrentine and Sampleton. That's your front wall for the pack here on 1st and 5. Here's the jet sweep around the left side this time, and close to the 1st down. Looks like it'd be about a yard short.
I'm not sure what Peyton Shaw was doing on that as a linebacker. You know, he's the nickel guy, and he kind of had it read, and he just cut in instead of force the guy out.
So gain of 4. It's 2nd down and 1. I was going to say 3rd down, but remember the first play was a penalty. So 2nd and 1 now from the 47-yard line for Chadron State.
7-0 Thunderwolves. midway through the first.
Good start for the Pack. They took that opening kickoff and marched it right down the field. Not the opening kickoff, after the Chadron went 3 and out. Here's a handoff around the left side. Oh, a little hurdle job there. As the running back, Isaac Jean-Pierre, hurdled Eli Pittman, but they got him enough to get the first down. Not a huge gain on the play, but they didn't need much. He's into Thunderwolves territory, though, to the 49-yard line.
Give the Eagles crowd something to cheer for.
It was impressive.
Fun little run. And he was driven into the out of bounds and almost to the bench by John Nucci.
Yeah, he kind of punished him there on the sideline. 1st and 10. Chadron State, their first trip into Thunderwolves territory. Fake it. They're going to roll left. Here comes the blitz to get the pass away. It's caught. First down. Showed me something there. Nice grab by Grant Swenson. His 26th catch of the year for the Eagles.
Preston Pearson showing a little something with that left. How good of an athlete are you if you come to Chadron State from Kearney as a wide receiver and they throw you in at quarterback and you're doing that?
That's almost like they took volunteers. Who can play quarterback? Who's played a little quarterback in Pop Warner or whatever? Okay, you get the job.
Well,
little high school?
Yeah. Csu-Pueblo's selling out for the run, as they should. So there's some of these one-on-one routes are going to be open.
1st and 10 at the 38. Play action. They look left. Here comes pressure, and the pass is thrown away, but he got it out toward a wide receiver here. Good pressure up the middle that time. In the game, Gage Hill got the pressure on the quarterback, Preston Pearson. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Pearson did a good job to get rid of that one to save the yardage. Ball at the 38-yard line of the Thunderbolts. 7-0, Pack on top. 5:51 to go here in the first quarter. Double wide out right, double wide out left this time. Empty backfield. They do have a tight end in the set, and he lines up right behind the right tackle. Fake the jet sweep. They run it left, and the Thunderbolts get good penetration from the backside, making the stop that time, Dre Towns. He came from his left defensive end position all the way across to throw it for actually no gain. Good pursuit from the backside that time by Dre Towns. He is an incredible-looking athlete.
He's 6'4", but he weighs a buck. No, he actually weighs 210 pounds, but comparatively out there, he's the thinnest of the defensive linemen. So speed is his game.
Manages to stay on side there. He almost came across the line of scrimmage. Coaching staff changes the play call on the defense for the Thunderwolves here on 3rd and 10. Here comes pressure up the middle. Oh, screen pass left side. It's open, but Thunderwolves trying to close on the play, and they haul it down for about a 6-yard gain. Looked like it was going to get a lot more there for a moment, but the Thunderwolves' good closing speed. Actually, a gain of 5. It'll be 4th and 5. It's 4-down territory here for Chadron State. There's no way they're going to kick a field goal into this win.
That was Gary Seidenberger with the closing speed to make that tackle. And the screens you would think would be open, but they're kind of playing that run anyway, so there's no need to sell out for the pass.
4th and 5 for the Eagles. They go trips to the right this time. Single wide out left. That's Thomas wide to the left here. They look right. Pass over the middle. And the tight end has it in traffic. He's got the first down to the 23-yard line. Threaded the needle that time. And I think it's Grant Swenson on the grab that time. He's actually a wide receiver. He looks like a tight end.
You convert on 4th and 5, you're doing okay.
It's down to the 23-yard line of the Thunderwolves.
And they're doing this into the teeth of the wind.
This is only the second possession of the game for Chadron State. Thunderwolves only had it one time, but they scored on their drive. Now Chadron trying to answer here as we're under 4 minutes to go in the first quarter. They give it up the middle. Little cutback run, not a lot there. As they hand it off to their backup running back, Dylan Meyer.
Still got 3, though.
Gets it down to the 20. It'll be 2nd down and 7. It's not a bad run. You get 4 times 3 is 12, Joe. They get you a first down.
I can do that math. I can't do much math, but I can do that. Csu-Pueblo, and let's be honest, in the last few games, tackling has not been as crisp as it needs to be.
This time they line up Thomas in the backfield along with Jean-Pierre. And it's going to be the quarterback follow play, and Pearson puts his head down, rams forward down to about the 16-yard line. He'll be 3 yards short of the first down. But again, Joe, when you're in 4-down territory, it's not a bad play. And Chadron doing pretty much what they need to do if they want to be successful in this game on this drive.
Yeah, eating clock, moving the ball, moving the chains. Positive yards on every play. Other than the penalty, it's been pretty efficient.
Umpire tax took away a yard. It's going to be 3rd down and 4 now from the 17 instead of the 16. Bring a man in motion across the formation. That's movement along the line of scrimmage. False start on Chadron State. The right tackle got a head start there. Now that puts you a little behind schedule.
And Preston Pearson did a good job of not touching that ball. That's how you get hurt as a quarterback.
And it was the right tackle who was guilty. DeAndre Berry. He's the backup right tackle. 3rd down and 8. Thunder will show blitz. Nucci came up on the line of scrimmage, now backs out of there. He was coming into the 8 gap there momentarily. Now he backs out. Now
Let's send him again.
He's kind of threatening to go, isn't he? And play action. Here comes pressure. They set up the screen pass on the right side. And as a great play there by Turrentine, Joe. He didn't get faked out. He saw the screen was coming, then he started the pursuit. And on the cutback, Turrentine blasted it.
Biggest guy on the field comes from behind to make the tackle.
They are going to try the field goal into this wind here. It'll be about a 37-yard attempt from the right hash mark.
Well, and that's doable in this one. I talked to Jacob Willig, Csu-Pueblo's kicker, before the game. He's coming from about 42 going this way.
Well, Wilson Yee does have a 57-yarder to his credit this year. Ball's down. Kick is up. And it is no good. He hooked it wide left. Thunderbolt's got a pretty good rush there on the right side. I don't know if that affected it at all, but I think that he had to try to hit the kick so hard, Joe, he just overcooked it.
You know, you double-cross yourself. Little too much top hand.
And it wouldn't be a Thunderbolts football broadcast if we didn't bring up our friend Dave Lewis. You know, a little too much right hand there. Kind of hooked it.
You know, this
sniper.
This 7-0 lead feels comfortable for Csu-Pueblo, but you would love to see him go the length of the field in this minute 40 just with the wind at your back.
Line of scrimmage will be the 20-yard line for the Thunderwolves. Their second possession of the game, leading at 7-0. We should have had a media timeout there, and they didn't give it to us. Here's the handoff up the middle. Fincher just putting his head down, ramming his way behind the offensive line out across the 25 to the 28-yard line. A gain of 8. 2nd down and 2.
Going in the, what do you call it, the lightning package. I know Roman Fuller keeps looking at, he keeps eyeing Reggie Retzlaff for the single coverage on the far side of the field.
Yeah, he's got Toscas and Rakowski split wide to the right. Retzlaff to the left. Ball's on the left hash mark here on 2nd down and 2. They give it up the middle again to Fincher. Big hole. He's across the 35. Nice jump cut there across the 40 to about the 41-yard line. You're finding out that he's pretty good back in his own right, this Emmanuel Fincher.
Just a different kind of style of running. Holds the ball kind of high for me. I'd like to see him tuck it just a little bit, lock it up just a little bit better.
But it's a 1st down carry for the Pack. Under a minute to go here, first quarter, 7-0. Thunderbolts on top. Toscas to the right. This time Retzlaff and Rakowski to the left. Straight drop back by Fuller this time. He's looking left, sets. Now fires up the left sideline, going for it all, trying to get it to Rakowski. Rakowski jumped a little too soon there, but I think he was playing defense that time, more or less, breaking up the potential interception try there by the quarterback.
Well, Reggie Retzlaff was just running a deep in and was held, and so Roman just went for the deep shot. You almost wish those two players were switched.
Right.
And have Rakowski do the deep in and Reggie go deep.
So 2nd and 10 now from the 41. So the Thunderbolts took a shot there on 1st and 10. Robinson in the game. He's in the slot to the right this time. They give it up the middle. This is Burrell, the running back, and he's more the sledgehammer today, and he gains 2, so it's going to be 3rd down and 8, and that should do it for the quarter. Thunderbolts could go lightning and try to get one off here.
I'd call a timeout.
Since they're working downwind here. Down to 10 seconds to go. Thunderbolts are going to try to get a playoff, maybe. They're looking it over, down to 5 seconds. 4, and now they will just settle to let the quarter end. End of the first quarter from Chadon, Nebraska. Thunderwolves lead at 7-0. Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo.
You are listening to Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports 1350. Let's head to the field and join the voices of the pack, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi.
And welcome back to Chadon, Nebraska. A little message to Dean Nedens. We could hear the intro there. Thanks, buddy, for getting that fixed for us. Joe, I got another partial score from Boulder, Utah 9.
Love that. I know what the other score is, so that sucks.
Okay, so I don't have to give that to you?
No,
All right.
They're going to sneak out another one. And everybody's going to be talking about them.
3rd down and 7 for the Thunderwolves, working into the wind now. Double wide out to each side. And a pass in pattern to Toscas. He's short of the first down. And look at Rakowski's down there and said, man, why didn't you come my way? Because everybody was focused on Toscas there on the quick little in. And you're always wide open after the pass is delivered.
Always.
Yeah. So Thunderwolves will stay and they're going to go for it here. It's 4th down and 2 from the 49-yard line. Since they're working into the wind, they feel like they're not going to be able to gain much punting the ball into that breeze. They may be just trying to draw them off here. We'll see. This is a heavy package to the right side here. The running back is Corian Burrell. He is more the sledgehammer today.
Play clock down to 5.
Bozzi into the game to play tight end. He lines up in the slot to the left, and now the Thunderwolves
Call timeout.
get the timeout.
You like this play? You like not going for it on 4th down?
Yeah, I think you got to punt. I got to trust your punter to be able to get it down and play some defense. The only way you're going to leave Chadron in the game is you do something stupid. And if you go for it and don't get it, that to me qualifies as stupid.
Well, and
Smart play is just punt it away.
And Chadron's not going to throw their way down the field. They'll get a few here and there, but they are primarily a running team.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the band Kiss today, Joe. Keep it simple, stupid.
I like it.
We'll tell Dean Nedens, our producer and engineer today, we got shortchanged that media timeout in the first quarter, but we'll make that up at the 2-minute timeout here in this quarter. So we'll have 3 total breaks, hopefully, if we get there. If not, we'll make them up somewhere because that's what we do.
Love our sponsors. Well,
speaking of sponsors, John Riston is here. He's going to be our halftime guest today.
Some Ristoisms.
He loves playing Chadron State, always did when he was a coach, and I think he had a good time coming up here yesterday.
Yeah, I think you could tell he kind of misses being part of the action, though.
All right, punt formation here for the Thunderwolves. Reagan Baker averages 41 yards a kick. He has put 13 balls inside the 20 this year, and that is his goal right here. Try to kick this thing 30 yards, 35 yards, get a fair catch, and be done with it. Takes the snap. He kind of kicks it just kind of what you wanted, right to the 18-yard line. Fair catch taken. That's a pretty good punt into that breeze. It's tough sledding out there for a punter today going this direction, right to left for the Thunderwolves. So Chadron State will start this drive. Their 3rd of the game. They made some hay the last drive, but missed a field goal. So 2 drives, no points so far for Chadron State. They trail it 7-0. 14:09 to go here in the first quarter. Jim and Joe with you here today. As we mentioned, Dean Nedens, our producer and engineer. Also have Ben Greenberg with us in the booth right behind us. He's been feeding us information. We like that. Now we have a problem with the play clock here. They reset it to 25. Now we're ready to go. Pearson, the quarterback, brings the man in motion across the formation. Fake the jet sweep. Now they're a little shovel pass underneath to the tight end, trying to get to the edge, and that's going nowhere. Seidenberger, along with Pittman, run him out of bounds. Little flip that time to the tight end, Peter Crone. He's caught 19 passes now on the year. Just a little shovel pass.
Today's a kind of a day for Eli Pittman. We had him on the coach's show, but this is the kind of day that an experience like his, being here several times and playing Chadwell, he will not let his team get ahead of itself. He kind of has a really good feel for what's going on out there and what's at stake.
Single coverage right down in front of us here, but that's the very capable Keith McCaney playing cornerback.
Opportunities
On Grant Swenson. Quarterback draw straight up the middle. That's a pretty good hard run. Oh, man, blasted. His bone comes up and just drills Preston Pearson right at the 26-yard line. The old-fashioned forearm shiver, Joe. Here's the replay. Bam. Oh, my goodness. Got a big monitor right there, Joe. The scoreboard says it, too. We got monitors in the booth.
That'll leave a mark.
That was a blistering hit. 3rd down and 2 here for the Eagles. Bring the man in motion. Thunder will show blitz. Going to roll the pocket this way, and they throw it behind and try to get it to their favorite target, Tommy Thomas, but that was going nowhere, even if it was completed. Coming up on the coverage was Peyton Shaw. That's a tough ask for your left-handed quarterback to roll right and try to rifle a pass like that with the way the wind's blowing today.
You know, if you look early from our vantage point, the most active player defensively, just running around assignment-wise today, has been Peyton Shaw. He seems like he's been everywhere.
Now it'll be a challenge for Rakowski. He stands back at his own 30-yard line. He might want to move back a little bit here as this punt's going to be with the wind. Low snap at his handle. Here's the kick. Oh, man, look at this spiraling. It's all the way back inside the 15. And then Rakowski slips down and falls at the 13-yard line. You can tell right away, Joe, he wasn't back far enough.
No. That's a net whatever million.
Well, it's all the way back to the 13-yard line. So that's when you do your football math quiz, Joe. It's 37 plus wherever the line of scrimmage was.
That's just a net million punt.
So the Thunderwolves take over at their own 13-yard line. They do lead the ball game 7-0. But now working into the breeze here in this second quarter. Did run the one play into the wind. They completed the pass, but they didn't get the first down on their only play they've run into this direction in this quarter. Fincher now shifts to the left hip of Fuller. He takes the handoff up the middle. Thunderbolts just trying to play old-fashioned smash-mouth football this time, and Fincher not going very far as he's hauled backwards after a gain of, a couple on the play. They get it out to the 15. It'll be 2nd down and 8. Here's where you got to get a couple first downs here. Otherwise, you're going to be punting into the wind, and Chadron's going to get it on the Thunderwolves side of the field here if you don't make some hay. Bozzi's into the game here, play tight end. He lines up wide left right in front of Toscas. 2 wide receivers right as well. They give it up the middle, and again, it's a run by Fincher. He gets a little opening this time. He gets out to the 20-yard line. Going to mark it at the 19 after the umpire tax, so it'll be 3rd down now and 4.
That was a healthy tax.
It was. He had the 20-yard line. They moved it all the way back to the 19. Fans starting to make a racket here. 3rd and 4.
Interesting formation.
Yeah, trips to the left, but they're all within 5 yards of the left tackle. Straight drop back by Fuller. Comes over the middle, threw it behind Nigel Mitchell. He had him wide open, but zipped it behind him. I wonder if he thought Nigel was going to sit down in the zone there, and Nigel kind of drifted across.
We had heard that they were going to look for Nigel a little bit more today.
Yeah, it's just a little misread by lack of communication there between Fuller and Mitchell. I think Mitchell wanted to keep taking it across the field, and Fuller expected him to just sit down right there in the soft spot of the zone. So 4th down and 4. Here's this punt into the wind by Baker. Good snap. Kick is away. And fair catch taken for him right at the 50-yard line, as we surmised. Not a bad punt, but you're kicking into a ferocious wind. Spotted at the 49-yard line. That's where Chadron State will take over here with 11:23 to go in the second quarter. Thunderwolves lead at 7-0.
Not the best series for one of the most prolific offenses in the country. Like you said, you wanted at least a couple first downs to grind out some of that, get some of the wind in, so you're not going in as hard as you can, and maybe open up some passing, and it just didn't happen.
Well, ball at the 49-yard line of Chadron State. They have the ball here, trailing 7-0. They look right, fire right. They fake a reverse. Now a throwback pass. Oh, this has got a chance here. Up the left sideline goes the quarterback, Pearson. He's in the clear. 20, 15, 10, 5. Taken down at the 3-yard line. There was your trick play that you worry about when you're playing a team that's kind of desperate. A lot of things working there, Joe.
Yeah, Cade Rulo, give him credit for tracking him down.
Well, they throw the little screen pass out to the right side, and then he stops, throws a backward pass.
Well, they blew the cannon like they scored.
Yep, well, it's a big play.
It's a first down.
Better get another charge ready here. First and goal for the Eagles at the 2-yard line. And now we've got a stoppage.
Csu-Pueblo doesn't have enough men on the field.
And timeout taken.
Yeah, they were missing a player.
The Thunderwolves were not. This isn't media timeout stage. This will be just a 30-second timeout. So, again, Chadron State there, Joe. That's what you worry about is a trick play, and they caught the Thunderwolves that time, and they got it to the right guy. Pearson is a very capable runner.
The only thing I would say on that, Jim, is it looked like there was a blindside block because Daniel Bone got decleated, and he didn't see it coming, so they could have maybe said something about that. But those plays that you're not expecting from a team that's just has nothing to play for other than that, fun, got to be careful.
Now the Thunderwolves trot back out on the field here.
You know, who's seething now is Kate Foskey.
Yes.
Seething.
Just didn't account for that one. So first and goal from the 2-yard line for the Eagles. The back is Isaac Jean-Pierre. He has not scored a touchdown this year playing running back. 2 wideouts to the right side. It's a double tight end set here, 1 to each side for Chadron State. Bring a man in motion across the formation. They run the jet sweep around the left side, and the Thunderwolves have it stuffed. Trying to get forward progress, not getting to the end zone, those Tommy Thomas. Thomas has seen the end zone 4 times this year, but they've all been touchdown grabs. He tried to get in on the jet sweep that time. Gained a yard. It's second and goal from the 1.
Preston Pearson doesn't look right after that long run. Looks like he's still trying to take attendance of his extremities.
Well, he took that huge shot from Bone earlier as well. Second and goal from the 1. Again, Pierre is on his left hip. They bring that man in motion, Thomas, again. This time they give it up the middle. The running back, he's in. Touchdown. Isaac Jean-Pierre into the end zone for the touchdown.
Too easy.
But they give you that motion. They bring Thomas across the formation on the jet sweep package. Fake it to him, and that kind of gets people frozen and moving with him at times, the linebackers. And just get all that moving parts, and it worked well for him. So extra point try here. Wilson Yee, 24 of 25 on the year kicking extra points. Ball's down, kick is up, and it is good. 9:53 to go here in the first half. We got a tie ball game. 7-7 is our score. Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo.
You're listening to Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports 1350. Let's head to the field and join the voices of the pack, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi.
Here's the kickoff, and that one sails well out the back of the end zone. Well, Chadron State, Joe, that's the first time we saw Chase Nelson in this ball game, the backup running back. 1 play, 1 touchdown.
Yeah, pretty good efficiency, don't you think?
I kind of like that, yeah.
I just don't like the feeling I'm feeling from Csu-Pueblo. I think they're down. They're getting pushed around on both sides of the ball at the line of scrimmage. Their offense is not sharp. You know, when you have a wide open screen pass and you miss that just tells you things just aren't going well.
Yeah, because that play had a chance. I think it had a legit chance to gain 40 or 50 yards the way they had it set up with the 3 blockers out in front. They had the right call against the right defense and didn't work, and it ends up coming back to bite them. Dvorak in motion to the right side. Straight drop back by Fuller. He looks over the middle. It's caught by Retzlaff. He's out close to the first down. Boy, goes down awkwardly that time. It's kind of one of those hip drop tackles that time. Gain of 9. It'll be second down and 4. Or second
he
and
was
1.
Trying to stretch the ball over to get the extra yard, but his first catch of the day. No?
So second and a yard. Eagles show blitz. Now the Thunderwolves change the play call.
Second catch of the day.
These the Eagles, they are a very efficient defense. They're good defense. They like this way the game's going right now. Here's the handoff up the middle. That's a first down run for Corey and Burrell. So the Thunderbolts move the chains. Ball out to the 38-yard line. 1st and 10, 14-7. Chadron State leads it. Fuller from the gun. Takes the snap, play action, sets in the pocket. He's going for it all. He went all the way, and it's intercepted. As Retzlaff cut off the pattern that time, he ran it out. Fuller ran the up pattern up the sideline and threw the pick. So Chadron State takes over at the 36-yard line.
And the ball kind of hung up there, and it just perfect interception. Jim, they are not with it today, Csu-Pueblo. Something is amiss.
Yeah, right. You see on the replay, Retzlaff, he cut the pattern off like it should have been a deep out. Fuller read the go pattern, and the cornerback read it all the way and picks the ball off. So Chadron State, their hot offense, trots right back out there on the field. First and 10 for the Eagles from the 36-yard line. Wide out to each side here. Double tight end set. They hand it up the middle, and not much there. Jean-Pierre, maybe a couple on the play. But you know what? Chadron State now is going to go into that mentality, Joe. They're going to play with the lead here, and now they just want to shorten the game up.
Milk the clock. They get the ball to start the second half. Up a touchdown. No, there's no sense of urgency right now. And they're good. They're doing exactly what they needed to do today.
Gain of 3. It's 2nd down and 7 from the 39-yard line. They go double wide out to each side this time. Pearson from the gun brings a man in motion. They run the jet sweep around the right side and turning the corner. It's a first down run out to midfield by Tommy Thomas. That time he's able to turn the corner. They've been faking that jet sweep action the whole game, but they finally hand it off, and it works effectively.
Did a nice job of stealing John Nucci, the outside linebacker. He was trying to make that play, and he got a good block on him and just opened it wide up.
So it's first down and 10 now for the Thunderwolves from the for the Eagles from the 50-yard line, trying to move it on into Thunderwolves territory here. We're down to 2:30 to go here in the first half. 14-7, Chadron State leads it. Running back this time is Nelson. Scored a touchdown on his last play from scrimmage. Fake the jet sweep action. They look left. Here comes pressure. Pass away. Deflected. Oh, man, if that had hung up a little bit longer, Seidenberger would have had himself a pick six there.
A.J. Jordan, that time, got them big, long arms up there.
So 2nd down and 10.
You know, the great Lou Holtz said there are two kinds of teams. Teams that are playing for something, and the teams are trying to spoil something. And guess what? The team that's trying to spoil something is having a blast today so far.
2nd down and 10 from the midfield stripe. They're going to go trips to the left this time. Single wide out right. Ball is on the right hash. Nelson remains the running back. They're going to run the ball to the middle. Thunder will shut that down. The flag is down, though, across the way.
Illegal motion.
Yep. Not sure if that was a false start or an illegal formation here. False start, so the play never happened. So it was a tight end on the left side of the formation flinched.
Well, they let.
So 5-yard mark off, so it's 2nd and 15 now.
And they had to put 13 seconds back on the game clock.
But I think the clock will wind here once the ball's back in play, I think, since the last play ended up with the clock running. Let's see if they wind the clock. Nope, they don't. So on the penalty, they keep it stopped. Screen pass, right side. Thunderwolves have it diagnosed. Not much there for Nelson. Don't do anything foolish. No gain on the play. It'll be 3rd down, and that brings us to the 2-minute timeout. We're going to make up one of our spots right here. 14-7, Eagles lead it. Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo.
You're listening to Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports 1350. Let's head to the field and join the voices of the pack, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi.
And welcome back to Chadron, Nebraska. Big play for the Thunderwolves defense here. They need to get off the field and maybe get some points before this half is over. 3rd down and 15 for the Eagles from the 45-yard line. They're going to go trips left, double wide out route. Empty backfield here for Pearson. Nushi looks like he's the spy in this package. Seidenberger a little deeper on the defense on the right side.
The middle of the field is wide open.
Pearson, long count. Now takes the snap. He runs the quarterback draw right up into that vacated middle, but the Thunderbolts get him. As Nushi read it, he was the spy, Joe, and gets him down at the 49-yard line. Now the Thunderbolts will take a timeout.
Tiger Pride.
We read that well. So it's 14-7. Chadron State on top. Thunderbolts will get the ball here with a chance to work their way up the field into the wind.
You know, when they went in that defensive set, both linebackers spread out and gave the middle of the field was wide open. So the quarterback draw, if Nushi doesn't make that play, that's 15 easy.
Yeah, it would have been a big-time foot race for Seidenberger to try to get over there because he was the spy on the other side. It's kind of like they had him bracketed. And he ran it to this side. Well, Chadron State, we said all the ingredients were here, kind of baked into the stew today with this wind blowing the way it is, and they're kind of a grinded-out football team. They got a good defense. And
nothing to lose.
Yeah, and they're taking full advantage of their opportunities here. Now, they didn't take advantage of that turnover, but now they'll be able to punt the Thunderbolts deep.
If I was Rukowski, I'd be on the goal line.
Yeah, the last time he had it punted well over his head, he had to chase it back, and he slipped way back inside the 15-yard line. Almost hoped that the ball just kicked over his head out the end zone and they can start at the 20 here. That might be the best scenario. Thunderbolts in their punt safe formation. They're not even rushing him. Here's the kick. The wind has it. Sails down and hits at the goal line and on into the end zone. Boy, it almost had a little backspin on it, but it hits and rolls about 3 yards deep into the end zone. So the Thunderbolts will start at the 20-yard line. That was a challenge for the punter there to try to keep it in the field of play.
You know, they kick it on the nose now. That's one of the new techniques, and it's kind of, you never know how it's going to bounce.
So now the Thunderbolts with a minute 48 to operate with here. Thunderbolts have no timeouts left, though. But you do get a stoppage if you get the first down while they move the chains, or if you get it out of bounds or on an incomplete pass. So there's still plenty of time to work here. Tough to do anything in the running game, though, when you don't have any timeouts left. Here we go. Fuller from the gun. Takes the snap. Looks right. They run the draw play. Up the middle. And across the 25 out to about the 28. So that'll keep the clock running. Gain of 8. So they do run the draw play to Fincher. Tried to pop one up in there. It's an effective play, but time runs here.
He comes off the field limping and kind of collapses when he gets to the sidelines. Already down one running back. They're starting running back.
Second down and 2 for the Thunderbolts. Straight drop back by Fuller. Pass over the middle. That's almost, and it is intercepted at the 40, 35, 30, up the sideline, 20, 15, 10, knocked out of bounds at the 8-yard line. Fuller tried to force it in there. The ball was deflected up in the air, and on the tip drill, the Eagles intercepted, and they're in business now inside the 10-yard line. Thunderbolts trying to force the ball up the field, and that was looked like the underneath linebacker got a deep drop that time, able to bat the ball up in the air. But again, Joe, you're having to force the action when you're behind in the game. You feel like you got to force it, and that's what happens.
Well, you have an offense that's one of the top in the country, and it's not performing like it. And again, maybe pushing things a little bit too much, not taking what you're given.
So the ball at the 8-yard line. Pearson goes up under center here on first and goal. Drops the snap, and it goes right to the running back, Pierre, and he's hitting the backfield. Breaks tackles, though. 5, touchdown. You've got to be kidding me.
Yeah, when it rains, it pours right now, and it's getting dumped on the Thunderbolts. They had it for a 5-yard loss, and he scores a touchdown.
Well, Pearson's probably a lot like the Thunderbolts' philosophy. They don't operate under center much, so Pearson went up under center that time. The ball went right through his legs, but it goes right to the back, Pierre. He just scoops it up and runs it right up the middle for the touchdown. Now extra point try for Wilson Yee. Ball's down, bobbled, but handled, and the kick is up, and it is good. That was a great job by the holder that time to get that ball down and allow Yee to kick it through there. 21-7, Chadron State on top. Joe, I would have bet a good size of my net worth on Chadron State not getting to 20 today with their offense. Many times this year they haven't got over 20.
CSU-Pueblo's making it easy for them. It's not like they're playing well, but they're making it easy for them. They're missing assignments, they're poor tackling, turnovers. They're making it easy on them.
So the Thunderbolts had it going early in the game, scored on their first possession, but sometimes it's that old bugaboo. Sometimes it was too easy, kind of deflates yourself. I think it's going to be that kind of day. They've had 21 in a row run up on them now.
When you go in the locker room, remind your guys, this was a long way to go to get your butt kicked. Let's do something about this. There's still a lot of game left, but the psyche is just, you wonder what's going through their mind right now because they're getting pushed around and embarrassed on the road.
Well, it's been since 2008 when Chadron State defeated the Thunderwolves. And that was in Pueblo. They've never defeated CSU-Pueblo here in this venue. Old venue or new venue. So Thunderwolves will start at the 25-yard line. Again, working with no timeouts. Same scenario they had on the last possession. And they ran the ball to Fincher on that first down carry. Got it to 2nd and 2, but then tried to force the ball up around midfield into that wind. And the ball just didn't have quite enough oomph on it to get it over the linebacker, who got a deep drop, batted it in the air, and then on the tip drill, the Eagles ran it back inside the Thunderwolves' 10-yard line. So 2 interceptions here in this first half for Roman Fuller. Trips to the left, single wide out right. Kind of a mini prevent defense. They just hand the ball up the middle, and that'll gain only a yard or two. So the Thunderbolts almost with that philosophy say, let's just get to the locker room and regroup here. They're in no big hurry.
I wondered if Jay Long might call timeout.
He does have all 3 in his hip pocket. He's probably content to be right here. He says, well, I'm not going to prolong it. They want to round the clock. Let them.
They average 13 points a game. They're already got 21. And with this defense,
Thunderwolves are just standing around at the line of scrimmage. Clock is down to 30 seconds. 8 on the play clock. So that's exactly what the Thunderwolves are saying. They say, let's just get out of here and get to the locker room and regroup. Straight drop back. They look left. Here comes pressure. Gets the pass away. It's caught by Toscas. And he gets up the sideline and out of bounds with 15 seconds to go. He does get the first down up to the 38-yard line. So 1st and 10 for the Thunderwolves. Umpire tax takes it to the 37. That's almost comical the way they do that.
And this is the ultimate prevent defense.
Yeah, you got your deep safety 30 yards off the line. Now he's creeping up about 20 yards. Yeah. Trips to the left, single wide out right. Straight drop back. Fuller looks left, fires it left. Dangerous pass. Toscas comes up with the grab. Cornerback was right there, Joe. If that pass is off the mark at all, it's going to be a pick 6 the other way, but luckily it was to the outside, and Toscas able to secure it. Gain of about 4 is all out to the 41-yard line. We're down to 10 seconds to go.
Well, there's 6 defensive backs, and they're 10 yards off the ball. 5 of them are 10 yards. One is 15, 20 yards.
Clint Thomas into the game for the Thunderbolts. He's in the slot to the left. Nigel Mitchell's into the game. He's in the slot to the right, along with Retzlaff and Rakowski. Over the middle, caught by Thomas. He gets a block, tries to get up the sideline. He's across midfield. That'll stop the clock to move the chains, but the Thunderbolts are going to have to rush up on the line here. They're going to be very hard-pressed here to get a snap off. And now they wind the clock, but he's able to spike it with 1 second to go. So the Thunderbolts can try a Hail Mary here with 1 second to go in the half. Well, the Pack have had a Hail Mary scored on them this year. Maybe they can turn the tables here on Chadron and dump one down the field.
Well, Chadron's celebrating. The half is over.
Half is over. I didn't get the explanation of the official there. Maybe they weren't up on the line of scrimmage So an illegal formation, whatever it is, it's an illegal formation by the Thunderwolves, and that runs out the clock. So it's halftime. Chadron State takes a 21-7 lead to the locker room. Back with our halftime show, Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo.
You're listening to CSU Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports 1350. Let's head to the field and join the voices of the pack, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi.
And welcome back to Chadon, Nebraska. Upset alert. Eagles lead the Thunderwolves 21-7 here at halftime. Pack led it 7-0 early, but Chadron State roars back with 21 unanswered, and they lead it 21-7 here at halftime. Joining us now, former Thunderwolves head coach John Risson. John, I know you got to be a little bit surprised at what's taking place so far in this game. Welcome to the broadcast. Good to see you.
Great seeing you guys. Now I get to see what you guys do up here, and all you do is eat candy and describe the game.
That's right.
So what the heck?
Pretty good gig, right?
What the heck? You know.
Well, what we're describing today is not very pleasant.
Well, you know, there's ebbs and flows of a game, and we always talk about being able to manage that thing. We'll still be all right. I think obviously the opening drives of both defense and offense will tell a tale where we stand and what adjustments we make. But you know, I think Roman on that tip pass and was a tough one. I think he had him up the same. The linebacker got a tip on it, and they rallied to the ball, and Chadron's a good defense.
I think that's really the eye-opening thing about it. We've heard about it all year, how good Chadron's defense is, and they're kind of proving it here in that first half.
Yeah, I think that we did some good things on the opening drive and able to run the ball and being able to do that. And then the trick play put our defense back behind on their haunches a little bit. And so I think we'll be all right. We've been in this situation before, Thunderwolves been behind versus Chadron, and our guys going to come back and respond.
Well, always coming back here has to bring back great memories for you. It was you always said this was the red letter game for you, and your first really huge win as the head coach of the Thunderwolves came right here.
Yeah, I thought in 2008 when we played our first season that Chadron just picked us up and threw us around, and then 2009 we came up here, and I've heard so much about playing here and bringing a team up here. It was unbelievable. And I remember handing out T-shirts to our guys that says, "Why not us?" And said we need to find a way to get one more degree to go from 211 to 212 degrees, so we had steam and we could drive that train through the mountains with that steam. And so that was the start of something special. I think that a bunch of kids just rolled up their sleeves, a bunch of coaches. I still remember we had a tough call on the 50-yard line, and it was 4th and a foot. And I turned to Hunter Hughes, and our defensive coordinator at the time. I said, "Hunter, you guys played your asses off." He said, I said, if we go for it, we'll be in a bad position for you. And then he goes, "Go for it." And so we went for it. We were able to run the timeout, and we have the ball in our hands. That's pretty special.
You have any of those T-shirts left? Do you have them in your trunk for today? Can we go get a few and pass them out in the locker room right now at halftime?
We'll be all right, Joe. We'll be all right. We're going to come out second half and rally here.
I guess that is the message you send to your ball club, both units. It's a team game. You got to get a stop on defense. Offense got to go down and score. It kind of gets you well, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I think, and you can't you can't worry about the win in a sense. You got to just go and play the game itself. And I think sometimes you really focus too much on that, and it takes you away from what you're trying to do. And so, Chadron's come out second half. They're got the ball. We got to shut them down, go 3 and out, and we'll see what happens on our offense.
Well, talk about your new role at Csu-Pueblo. Not so new, second year about it, but this year seems like it's kind of like a growing process for you. Your second year at this job, it seems like it's gone pretty well for you.
Well, I think it's gone all right. I think I got a lot to learn.
I've given you a gold star.
Well, I
A+.
appreciate it. Oh, well, A+. Thank you. I get a smiley face in elementary school. Is that what you're saying? And that means a lot coming from you two here.
Gold star.
Yeah. But, it's great. It's been great working with Dr. Paul Polinsky and Jenna McKinney-Fall and Brooke Lucero and our administration, Ben Greenberg. And, I've learned a lot. I've seen a lot. It's a lot different being on that side. But it really isn't that much different. It's about accountability and trying to provide a service and a customer service for everybody. And I think that our Pack Club is growing, and I hope that our corporate sponsorships are enjoy what we provide for them. But it's fun to see it from a different side, and it's a lot less stressful. Put it that way. And everybody says, "God, you look great," and I go, "Wow, I must have looked that bad,"
Yeah, I was really under a lot of stress.
It's unbelievable, but it's been great for me, Jimmy, and I appreciate what my chance to learn from Dr. Paul.
Well, do you still have that little bit of itch? Do you wake up on a Sunday morning and say, "Man, I wish I could go in and break down some film and just get right after it," or is that passed you by? What is really deep inside the heart of John Riston right now?
Oh, I think in games like this, when you're playing for something in November, your competitive soul says, "Let's go." A little bit. It's hard to change, but I think I'm very lucky that I've coached a lot of great games and been able to do those things. But the stress of coaching is tremendous, and I think it's self-inflicted stress more than anything. And about providing a great product. And I thought we did a great job of what it means to have the pride and tradition of Pac football. It will not be entrusted to Tim nor the week. And so we've been able to do some good things. But I think it's, like I said, it gets the soul moving when you have games like this, and that's why I can't stand on the sidelines. I start yelling at kids, doing whatever.
Well, and I knowing you like I know you, and I know you and Jim know each other well too. Is I know you miss the relationships because you get those kids, you recruit them, they come, they play for you. They're like your lifelong sons for forever and ever. 2014 team was here last week, and you had a great turnout.
Yeah.
So I know you. You learned from the best of McCartney as a closer, and you were a pretty good closer at Csu-Pueblo. So that has to be something that's just that part of it.
Well, you realize that you're in the coaching, and you try to develop a process for these kids. I know that process is thrown out quite a bit, but to me, you want to give those kids the tools to be successful. You want to give them some tools about accountability. You want to hold them accountable to what they can do and grow. And so seeing those kids come back in 14 and they're all ultra successful in what they're doing and climbing up the corporate ladder and working and seeing their families and kids that they have, it's really outstanding, and it's really fun. And so that's why you coach, and the relationships you have with the players and that you recruit, the families, and senior day the last week was really, we still had 18 seniors.
A lot of those guys are your guys.
Yeah. So it's a wonderful feeling about seeing them grow and being a part of it. And that's what's kind of cool, is that I still see them, still be a part of it, and still try to help if they want. They know I'm here. I'm trying to let Coach Phil and his staff have their own space and not overlook all that. But more and more I've been at practice and seeing it and doing those things, and I feel more comfortable about that because of our relationship.
Well, John, we invite you to stay up here if you want to. It's pretty warm up here.
I tell you,
second half, maybe you want to go back down on the field.
The wind's not blowing as bad here.
Just hot air in here.
We give you
hot air in here.
Except on one end, okay? On one end, it was blowing pretty good.
Thanks for coming on, buddy.
I appreciate you guys. Thanks for all the things you guys do.
Thunderwolf for Life, John Riston, back with more of our halftime show. It all comes your way next on Fox Sports Pueblo.
You're listening to Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports 1350. Let's head to the field and join the voices of the Pack, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi.
And welcome back to Chadron, Nebraska. Thunderwolves down 21-7 here at halftime. Other scores from around the RMAC right now in progress. Mines leads Fort Lewis 34-7 late first half. Highlands on top of Black Hills 25-17. Bit of a shootout down there in Las Vegas today. Adams State and South Dakota Mines just underway. Here it's 21-7 Chadron State. More of our halftime show comes your way next on Fox Sports Pueblo.
You're listening to Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports 1350. Let's head to the field and join the voices of the Pack, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi.
And welcome back to Don Beebe Stadium here in Chadron, Nebraska. Got a surprise on our hands. Chadron State leads the Thunderwolves 21-7. First half numbers, each team with 10 first downs. Chadron 87 yards rushing, 111 through the air, 198 yards total offense. Thunderwolves 67 on the ground, 85 through the air, 152 yards total offense. Key number in the first half. Thunderwolves with 2 turnovers, both interceptions in the first half. Not many penalties in the game. 1 for 5 for the Thunderwolves, 3 for 15 for Chadron. Time of possession, Chadron 17 minutes to 13 minutes for the Thunderwolves. Thunderwolves only 1 of 4 on third down. Chadron 1 of 6, but the Eagles were 1 of 1 on fourth down. They're 3 for 4 in the red zone. Thunderwolves 1 for 1. You have to remember, Chadron missed a field goal in this game. They might be up even a little bit more. Some of the individual numbers, Pearson, 9 carries for 44 yards. And that's what's got me confused. I guess that was credited as a pass play on his one that he caught over long line of scrimmage. I thought it was a lateral and should have been a rush, but they credit it as a reception for 49 yards, that one big play he had in the first half. For the Thunderwolves, Toscas 4 grabs for 43, Retzlaff 2 for 19. Through on the ground, Fincher 9 carries for 58 yards. Halftime score, it's 21-7 Chadron. Second half is next on Fox Sports Pueblo.
You're listening to Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports 1350. Let's head to the field and join the voices of the pack, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi.
And welcome back to Chadron, Nebraska. Thunderwolves will get the ball first to start this second half. They will operate with the win, so that means they need to do damage this quarter, Joe.
At least get back in the game. There's no excuse offensively now. You have to go perform. You have to execute now.
Ball blows off the tee, as you might expect. Chadron State will have to try it again. They'll get one more chance to set it on there. If it blows over again, then they have to get somebody over there to hold it.
Well, this is the hands team now. And you look for Scipio, Purcell, and Bazzi, I believe, is on the far side.
Nigel Mitchell stands back at his own 10-yard line, expecting a short kick here. We'll see if he can drive this one here. But when you have to drive one, you kick it low. It gives you a little cushion here. It is a low kick. And Mitchell, he drops it, picks it up at the 20, gets across the 25, 30, up the field across the 30 to the 32-yard line. I think he was so anxious, Joe, to get to that ball, knowing he had a chance. He kind of bobbled it, but did well to handle it and get it up there across the 30.
That could have been disastrous. Or sometimes when those plays are broken like that, turns great. I think they'll take the ball at the 33-yard line.
I take it there every time. So Thunderwolves, this is a very important drive. Start this second half. You heard our halftime guest John Risson say, first 2 drives of the second half, pretty key to this game right here. Go down and score, then get a 3 and out, then you're right back in it.
You know, Chadron deferred. They took the wind.
They did.
Think about
throw over the middle. Retzlaff has it across the 50. Breaks the tackle and gets across the 50 down to the 47-yard line.
Think about that. They took the wind instead of the ball to start the second half.
Well, they made the choice to take the wind in the fourth quarter.
They didn't take the ball to start the third quarter. So that extra possession, I think they're comfortable being 2 scores up.
Fuller adjusts Fincher to his left hip here. Fakes it to him, looks right. Toscas has a little spin move. And they got him by the undershirt there and take him down after a gain of about 4. That's when you wish you had the old-fashioned tearaway right there. He might still be running up the sideline. So it's a gain of 4, second down and 6. Look left, fire left to Rakowski. He gets it on the run across the 35, and he's got the first down. Boy, you see the wind take that pass right there.
Even with the wind at your back, it looked like the ball wiggled on him.
Floated forward on, but Rakowski stayed with it and caught it on the fly. That was a good block on that left side by Retzlaff. So it's down to the 32-yard line. Thunderwolves in business here on this first drive of the second half. They go trips to the right this time. That includes Dvorak, who's in the slot to the right. Retzlaff is wide to the left. They bring Dvorak in motion. Resets. They give it into the middle of Fincher. Puts his head down, cuts it outside. He's close to the first down. Looks like he's got it. Gang tackled and run out of bounds, but not before he picks up 10, maybe 11 yards on the play. They are going to mark it at the 21-yard line. It's 1st and 10 Thunderwolves.
This officiating crew is letting them play a little bit longer than you normally think when forward progress is stopped.
1st and 10 pack from the 21-yard line.
Fuller now going to change the play call. He looks over to the sideline. He's got Toscas and Rakowski wide right. Retzlaff to the left. Adjusts Fincher to his right hip here on second down. Gives it to Fincher. Across the 20. Nice cut inside the 15. Puts his head down. He's close to another first down. He's right at the sticks. Looks like a first down to me, right at the 11-yard line.
You know, you started to bounce that out to the left side, and then just at the last minute, kicked it back in and got it all the way down to the 11.
It is a first down.
No.
They didn't move the chain. Second and a foot here. Well, I don't know how that's short. The ball's right on the 11. That's where they had to get. Now they do change it. It is a first down. So they move the change. They stop the play momentarily. So 1st and 10 for the Thunderbolts at the 11-yard line. Play action. Fuller now looks right. Here comes pressure. Steps up in the pocket. Going back to the end zone. Rakowski can't quite haul it in. That was dangerous there. But pass, luckily, I think for Fuller, that was high and wide. Good coverage that time on Rakowski.
Well, either he was going to catch it or no one was going to catch it.
So Retzlaff, he's looking for that all-time lead here if he can catch a touchdown in this game. Thunderbolts will take anybody catching one here. 2nd down and 10 from the 11-yard line. They trail it 21-7 here. First drive of the second half. Tosca's locked up in single coverage over here to the right. Take the snap. They give it up the middle. Good hole for Fincher. Puts his head down. Busts his way inside the 5 down to about the 4. So it'll bring up 3rd down and 3 from the 4-yard line. Well, you got to feel like this is 4-down territory for the Thunderbolts here. They go hurry up. They're going to run it again to Fincher up the middle. Puts his head down. Touchdown, Thunderwolves.
Oh, come Emmanuel. Emmanuel Fincher, Jim. That's how you start the second half.
Yeah, they went the old lightning package that time and worked well off this right side and get into the end zone. So they don't have to worry about the 4-down territory. So stage 1 is complete. Thunderwolves get the ball, score a touchdown. I still, Joe, I'm a little shocked of the decision of Chadron State here in the second half. That's kind of a little borderline cocky.
Well, but they're based on their defense, and their defense acquitted itself nicely in that first half.
Ball's down, kick is up, and it is good. 11:33 to go here in the third quarter. We're not in our immediate timeout window, so we'll keep it right here. But Thunderbolts got that first strike on first down to Retzlaff, got him in good shape, got the drive started. And then Fincher with a couple big runs on the drive.
Again, that's how they started the game. Just moving the ball down the field like it was nothing. And then for some reason, that stopped. And that might have been Chadron. Again, all we've been told all week is how good their defense is, and it is good. But on the first drive of the first game, or the first drive of the game, and the first drive of the second half, Csu-Pueblo just moved it quite easily.
You just wonder what you have that little 20-minute break. Does that change momentum that much? Well, it changes big time when the Thunderbolts take the ball and go right down the field. Now, Chadron will be operating into the wind here, and now the Thunderbolts defense has a chance to make a stamp here on this quarter. Evan Lyons to kick it off. 21-14, Chadron State on top. Here's the kick. Kicks this one kind of short. I think they want to return here. Across the 10, 15, 20, up the middle of the field, 25, out to about the 28-yard line.
Not sure why.
It's almost like the Thunderbolts intentionally kicked that short, hoping to maybe get them to handle the ball and maybe force a turnover, but that kind of backfires on them. Not a huge return, but still it's better than the 25. So they'll mark it out around the 29-yard line. That's where Chadron State will start this drive. They lead at 21-14. We'll see how that halftime break affected their offense. Will they stay hot, or will the Thunderbolts defense come out with renewed purpose here? Bring a man in motion. That's Thomas. They fake the jet sweep. They run the running back, and he's taken down in the backfield. Boy, the Thunderbolts poured through there. Turrentine on the stop, and Seidenberger.
Seidenberger came from the backside, Jim, untouched from the linebacker spot. He read the run, that fake, that little mesh point thing, behind the play and untouched.
Loss of 3, 2nd down and 13. Pearson has Nelson on his left hip here, the running back. Straight drop back. Pressure up the middle. They come over the middle. Passes behind the receiver and almost dropped into the lap of side. Here comes a flag down from deep in the secondary.
Late and deep. Unless it's a legal man downfield.
Holding.
Defense. There's no way. There's no way.
And you can't hear the call there. The wind whipping into the referee's mic. Well, the field judge today, he is not the main guy on this crew. He's the one replacement in this crew.
And he's on the Chadron sideline, so they're giving him an earful every play.
So that gives Chadron State a first down. So they overcome what would have been third down if the play had stand. 3rd and 13. Now they get a 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line. And they hand it up the middle, and Thunder will stuff Jean-Pierre. Well, they just hog tie him after a gain of nothing, and he has to like it. 2nd down and 10.
There might have been an attitude adjustment at halftime.
Well, the thing about the holding call, it had no bearing whatsoever on the play because they were just running a little screen. Where the hold was 10 yards up the field. And that's what they elected to call.
And they missed about 6 holding calls on offensive linemen.
Straight drop back. Wide receiver screen
That
thrown
ball's
behind
live.
the receiver.
That ball's live.
And the Thunderwolves, nope, they say incomplete pass.
Wow, I did not hear a whistle, and that ball was, watch this.
And boy,
that ball is,
man, that is very, very close. Man, that was right parallel to the line of scrimmage watching the replay.
I didn't hear a whistle. That's why I was screaming that. Normally you hear it and they're emphatic about it.
3rd down and 10 now for the Eagles. Pressure up the middle. They've got him flush. He's trying to run for his life, and they got him. Gets forward. It's not a sack on the play, but ramming gets him after a gain of about 2, so they'll have to punt the ball away. Good defensive stand here by the Thunderwolves. They overcome giving up that 1st down on a penalty.
That's our first time we've called Cody Ramming's name today, Jim. Normally he's a fixture making plays. That's the first time we've called his name.
So now Rakowski stands back at his own 25. Reese Robinson is in here as well. He's up short at about the 45 in case they try to go some kind of rugby-style kick up the middle of the field. Kind of an interesting punt return formation here by the Pack. Low snap, it's handled, and they almost got to it. And the kick is shanked. It goes straight right out of bounds, and Thunderwolves with great field position to start this drive. It's going to be around midfield. As Eisenbraun flat shanked that dead right. They mark it at the 45-yard line. That seems like kind of a generous spot. All the Thunderwolves coaches, they had their foot down right around midfield. Timeout on the field. 9:17 to go here in the 3rd quarter. 21-14, Chadron State. This is Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo.
You're listening to Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports 1350. Let's head to the field and join the voices of the Pack, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi.
And welcome back to Chadron, Nebraska. 21-14 Chadron State. That's good news for the home team. The bad news is they've given the Thunderwolves great field position. 45-yard line for the Pack, and that's after the Thunderwolves have scored a touchdown on their first drive of this second half.
You know, give it to Phil V&L staff, though. There is no 14-point play, so you got to chip away at this.
Dvorak in motion. He goes wide to the right. They look over the middle, caught by Rakowski. A little spin move. Breaks away. He's looking for a block. He gets it. Across the 45-40. Up the sideline. 30, 20, 15. Hauled down at the 11. That should be a horse collar tackle.
It sure looked like it.
And no flag is thrown as Rakowski was taken down by the horse collar there. They're going to mark it right at the 10. 1st and goal for the Thunderwolves. That was an illegal tackle. You can see his shoulder pad is exposed there from the guy, his hand up in his collar.
He doesn't love to play this game, does he?
Oh, man, what a run. Great block there also by Retzlaff.
He doesn't love this game.
Only thing I was worried about, Joe, was a blindside block there by Red, but he didn't put a lot into it.
No, he just kind of stood there.
Yeah, kind of threw
Set
a
a pick.
play.
Yeah.
So 1st and goal from the 10 for the Thunderwolves. Retzlaff and Toscas in the short slot to the left. They give it to Fincher. Big hole. Across the 5 to the goal line. Touchdown.
Emmanuel Fincher, 3 touchdowns today.
And so much for that 14-point lead. Thunderwolves an extra point away from tying this game up with 8:53 to go here in the third quarter. What a hole there for Fincher.
Maybe CSU Pueblo saw that they were going to be able to run the football like they did early, and they got a little too cute with the passing game. But like you said, now all we have is a reset. Okay, now you got to play even with them for the rest of the game.
Play even and make one extra play, I guess, is the way to look at it. Here's the kick. It's up, and it is good. Keep it right here. 8:53 to go here in the third quarter, and we got ourselves a tie ball game, 21 apiece. Where's John Riston, the soothsayer, now?
I love it, though. He was,
Yeah.
he was Mr. Positive. We were a little bit.
Yeah.
No, not we. Don't want to speak for you. It's your birthday. Don't want to speak for you today. I was Mr. Negative. I was Mr. Brown Cloud. I was Mr. Sourpuss. I get upset when this team gets behind because they're better than that team. I don't like fluke wins, and that's what that was going to look like. And right now it's anybody's ball game, but it's even Steven now for a quarter and 8:53.
And now the pressure right back on Chadron State because they're operating into this wind in this third quarter. They don't do something on this drive, this thing could get away from them in a hurry.
But unlike CSU Pueblo, they're not a passing team. CSU Pueblo needs this wind because they like to throw the ball all over the yard.
Well, last time they kicked it short. Let's see if they elect to go back to just booming this thing deep. And, a little bit different this time. I think they experimented with that short kick, just trying to make a play, I think, on special teams, maybe force them into something. But now that they've got the game even, you don't have to take chances.
Well, they've used about 3 formations now on the kickoff, and I know that's just to put stuff on film for opponents to scout.
Thunderwolves men's basketball team leading 66-43 late in that ball game.
Augustana was down 7-3 the last I checked, but I haven't checked in a while. So
Minnesota State was getting beaten by Duluth as well today. They were getting hammered. It was like 30-9 or something like that last time I checked.
And we're keeping an eye on Bemidji State, folks, if you're listening, because they're playing Augustana. And Augustana and CSU Pueblo right now are battling it out to be the number 1 seed in Super Region 4.
And here's the follow play by the quarterback, and he goes nowhere. Thunderwolves is like they're well schooled on him now. No gain, maybe a yard. They give him forward progress. Pearson to the 26-yard line.
Scipio said, I've had enough of this. We know he's going to run the ball. And if he doesn't, he's going to throw short. I think they're just kind of making it a little bit more simple on defense.
2nd down and 9 from the 26-yard line. Dale Cresswell just texted me. He goes, not a very good Christmas or birthday present so far. Dale, plenty of time. Got time to rescue my cake. Here they fake the jet sweep. Quarterback follow play. Breaks 1 tackle. This guy's a good, strong, powerful runner.
Yeah, but he only got a yard. And Nushi cleaned him up.
You need to give him forward progress. Looks like to the 28. So it's going to be 3rd down. 3rd and 7. It's a chance for we got an injured. Scipio's down.
Slow getting up. I think he's okay. I think he's just taking inventory.
I think he's just dinged a little bit here. Yeah, he says, I'm all right. He claps his hands. I'm all right. He says, I'm going to come out of the play anyway. They take me out every other play.
Just getting a head start. Look, Phil Vigil was the first one out there. He said, 20, you okay? You good?
Yeah. Thunderwolves thought there might be a full-blown injury time out there, but now that he gets off the field, they say, let's go, guys.
They're bringing in another defensive lineman, Cameron Smith, who's a redshirt junior, 6'4", 230. And if he can get some size on him.
Look at everybody up along the line of scrimmage here for the Thunderwolves. They show they're going to rush 7. And now that might be a neutral zone violation on the Thunderwolves. They got some movement along the line of scrimmage. I don't know that the Thunderwolves came across, though. Let's see. Nope, they are going to call offside on the Thunderwolves. They did move. And this Feeney, he's coming out of the game. I think he's the guilty party.
No, I don't know. How do you move when the ball's right in front of you?
So now it'll be 3rd down and 2 from the 33-yard line. That changes things up a little bit here. Boy, the Thunderwolves were poised to rush about 7 guys that time. To be a neutral zone violation, though, you have to get into the neutral zone. Looked like he just kind of flinched, and then one of the linemen for Chadron reacted. But evidently he was into the neutral zone. That's the reason they call it that way.
Bringing in the heavy package. Turrentine and Josiah Sampleton.
That is, by very definition, the heavy package.
Michael Lutu. A.J. Jordan.
There's the quarterback follow play up the middle. He doesn't get it. He's a yard short. He tried to stretch the ball forward to try to sell it, but he's a yard short. So it's 4th and a yard for Chadron State. Now what do? Jay Long working into the wind. Do you gain that much by punting it?
He's going to punt it. I don't blame him, though. You just gave up 2 quick ones in 7 minutes to CSU Pueblo's offense.
So 4th down. They'll punt the ball away. So the Thunderbolts now a chance to get the ball with a chance to go down and get the lead.
This could be a good place for a fake, too, though. It's almost like the base defense.
Yeah, Eisenbraun to punt it away. Don't jump offside here. That is the key. Good snap. Punt is away. Low kick. Look out. Don't hit you in the back. Good Chadron back. Rakowski comes up and fields the ground. That's a good play.
Smart.
Saves all that field position by able to dive on it at the 22-yard line. Good punt, the old rugby style there by Eisenbraun. You're just worried that was going to hit one of the Thunderbolts, one of the short guys, but it somehow found its way in between everybody.
And if it sounds like Jim and I have PTSD.
I had Fort Lewis going through my mind
it's
right
happened
there.
Too many times that we broadcast where CSU Pueblo gunners get hit by punts that they don't know is there yet.
Yeah, I was having a flashback, Joe. You read that beautifully.
Oh.
Toscas wide to the right, Retzlaff wide to the left. Mitchell's in the game. He's going to line up in the slot to the left here. Bozzi is the extra tight end in this formation. They bring Mitchell in motion. They fake the jet sweep. They give it to Fincher up there. Nice cut. Boy, he runs good in between the tackles, doesn't he?
He likes slides.
Yeah.
He turns sideways. He kind of reminds me of, this is going way back for our listeners, Bobby Solano. He kind of leans.
Right.
He never runs straight up. He kind of lean.
Gains 9, 2nd down and a yard. Just doesn't have that home run hitter ability that Russell does, but who does? Exactly.
Right.
2nd and 1 for the Pack. And they'll run it again to Fincher. Nice. Oh, he kind of sprained his ankle there, didn't he? The ankle went out from under him, it looked like.
He's like looking around going, who got me? You know who got you? The 33-yard line hash
the old
mark.
turf monster, but he does get the 1st down. Comes out of the ball game. I thought he rolled his ankle, but he's running fine. So they bring in Corey and Burrell now here for this set of downs. 1st and 10 Thunderbolts, 33-yard line. Tied up 21 apiece here. That's Bozzi in motion to the right side. They fake it. They're going to pass it right side to Toscas. Puts his head down. Gets a block from Bozzi. Gets forward, and he's blasted. He's lit up at about the 38-yard line coming over the safety or cornerback, Melvin Lipsy. He is the safety. Just flat blasted him, as Tony Wright would say. Gain of 4, 2nd down and 6. Empty backfield this time. Fuller takes it. Out pattern right side, again caught by Toscas. Little spin move, and again he's hit hard. Right at the 40, spinning right into contact.
Yeah, he's spinning the wrong way. If he spins out, there's nobody there, but he's spun into contact 2 plays in a row now.
They give him a nice spot to the 41-yard line. 3rd down and 2. Thunderbolts need to keep the momentum going here. Big play. They bring Lucky Do in, so it's going to be extra tight end in this set. No Dvorak in this spot, but they go to Bozzi and Lucky Do. Toscas and Retzlaff remain in the game. They're split on each side, one on each side. Bozzi now going to line up kind of in a – now they shift. They shift both tight ends unbalanced to the right side here on 3rd and 2. They give it to Burrell, and he puts his head down, and he tries to fight forward. He's trying to push that pile. He's going to be about 1.5 yards short. That didn't work out. Thunderbolts brought all those bodies over to the right side, and they didn't seal it.
Well, that's a wasted effort by your defense.
One of the linebackers just came in there and blew the play up.
That is a wasted effort by your defense, not being able to get a 1st down there.
It's 4th down and 1 yard. Thunderbolts in a wild formation here. If you're going to run a fake, this looks like a fake punt formation if I ever saw one. Let's see how they do it. Now it looks like Phil Veal, he's looking at the personnel and probably giving them some kind of signal. Here's the snap, and they will punt it away.
Yeah, not a good punt.
Wind carries it down to the 20-yard line. Flag is down. Back at the 10-yard line. What's this about? Now the field judge, he runs it all the way up the field where he's going to drop the flag at the 28-yard line. What went on here that he saw?
Probably a hold on the receiving team.
That would help the Thunderwolves' cause if indeed it is against Chadron. I can't imagine it being on the Thunderwolves having that official throw the flag. What could he see on the Thunderwolves?
Unless
that
a
they
gunner
did?
ran out of bounds and didn't try and come back right back in.
Blindside block on Chadron State, so that will mark it all the way back to the 10-yard line. Now, this should be our media timeout, but they aren't giving it to us. So we'll make it up. We made it up in the first half, +1. Have to talk to old Manny Rice. Say, hey, man, you guys aren't following RMAC policy, dude.
He's new.
Boy, at the 10-yard line, chance for the Thunderwolves defense to make some hay here. Pearson takes the snap. They run the jet sweep around the right side, and getting forward for maybe 2 on the play is Tommy Thomas, the wide receiver.
Daniel Bone coming up from the safety making the stop.
That's a long way to run to get a yard. They mark it at the 11, 2nd down and 9.
Good news is Daniel Bone made the stop. The bad news is if he wouldn't have been there, that's a long gain.
That had a chance, didn't it? Double wide out left, double wide out right. Ball is on the right hash. Empty backfield here for Pearson. They got a tight end lined up on the left side of this formation. Now, I don't think Pearson quite liked that. They're going to change up the play call, perhaps. Thunderwolves now adjust their defense around a little. They shift their cornerbacks to opposite side. Now they're still moving, trying to figure out which guy they want to guard here. Straight drop back. They look right. Ball fired right on the sideline. Not much there. Maybe a gain of 3, maybe 4. They're going to mark it at the 14. So a gain of 3. It'll be 3rd down and 6.
Csu-Pueblo was all over the place defensively. They had defensive backs going from side to side before the ball was snapped.
So 3rd and 6 now for the Eagles. Clock rolls. We're down to 2.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. All tied up at 21 apiece. It was 21-7 Chadron at halftime. Thunderwolves with 2 touchdowns in this quarter to tie this game up. Here comes the defense showing blitz, and we've got movement along the line of scrimmage. False start on Chadron State.
Yes, they did.
Thunderwolves, with all that shifting, Chadron State moved. They tried to say it was a neutral zone violation, but the Thunderwolves did all the shifting behind the line.
Yeah, it was a good yard and a half.
So now it's 3rd and 11. This is a huge play in this football game right here. Thunderwolves need to get them off the field, punting it into the wind, and then have the ball in plus territory after the end of this sequence. Trips to the left, single wide out right. There is a back in the backfield. That's Jean-Pierre. He goes in motion to the right side, though. Quarterback draw, and the Thunderwolves snuff it.
They're calling timeout, too. Yep.
Yep.
Phil Villa calling a timeout.
Yeah, he wants to operate.
He wants minute 45 to go with the wind at his back.
Sorry, Joe.
No, he did a 40-yard sprint to the 5-yard line.
So the Thunderwolves take the timeout with a minute 46 to go here in the quarter. And we do get our media timeout right here. A minute 46 to go in the third quarter. We're all tied up at 21 apiece. Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo.
You're listening to Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports 1350. Let's head to the field and join the voices of the pack, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi.
Punt formation for Chadron State from their own end zone. Low snap, but it's handled. And the ball is blocked. It's down inside the 5-yard line at the 2, and that's where the Thunderwolves will take over. They block the punt, and they have it at the 2-yard line.
Well, we said they'll send everyone, and they did.
It was a low snap. He did a great job to handle it. But when he got into the ball, the Thunderwolves had great penetration, blocked it. The punter actually recovered it, but he was taken down at the 2-yard line. You know, that's probably the best thing that could happen for the Thunderwolves. Instead of a safety, they get him down at the 2. Now they can score a touchdown.
I just wonder if that was Shalom Peter. That's what he does.
Yeah, he's a specialist.
Blocks punts. That's what he does. He blocks punts. I don't know if that was him, but he is. He's done that before this season. And Noah Purcell now in at fullback.
They also bring in
Stevie Kroll
to play quarterback. Do you give it to Purcell and dare run it to him up the middle here?
I'd go get Emmanuel Fincher and say, hey, you want number 4?
Risk a fumble? I don't know. He might be his first ball carry to be a touchdown or a fumble here. Oh, well, let's see. I like the quarterback just running up in there. He's used to running the football. Kroll from the gun. Bring Dvorak in motion. And it is the follow play, and Kroll gets a 1 of it. He gets down to the 1 is all. Almost looked like, did Purcell go the wrong way that time, or was that by design?
Yeah, no, it looked like the fake went the wrong way, or either Kroll turned the wrong way or Purcell went the wrong way.
So now it's 2nd down and goal from the 1. They leave Kroll in there. He takes the snap. He gives it to, look at Noah going on into the end zone. The big fella, touchdown. Noah Purcell.
Braley Brown, the offensive coordinator, said, you know, you might see Noah Purcell in the end zone today. And we just did.
He looks over and acknowledges us.
Braley Brown just looked at us from the other booth and just pointed at us.
Yeah.
We had some inside information that Noah might get a score today.
That's the way to end your career, right? 1 carry, 1 touchdown. Here's the extra point try upcoming. Ball's down, kick is up, and it is good. And just like that, the Thunderwolves with 3 touchdowns in the quarter now lead it 28-21.
Okay, they had 3 touchdowns in the quarter with a 40-mile-an-hour wind at their back, and they scored all 3 on the ground.
Yeah, go figure, right?
Football. All 3 came on rushing touchdowns.
Well, Phil Vigil, he raced down there to get that timeout, but as it turns out, probably didn't need to take the timeout because they blocked the punt, but it was still good strategy.
Shalom Peter, Jim,
all right,
did block the punt.
He's the man.
You know, and the guys, you know, when we're at practice and we're talking to some of these guys on the side, they're, you know, who are the next big things? They love him.
Yes.
They think that he is going to be that, you know, he's a Texas kid, linebacker. He's built like, I mean, he is just 6'2", 210.
Yeah, what do they call? They call that a high ceiling.
Yeah, he's just, they want to see where this guy can go. And he loves special teams.
Well, that's where he gets a chance to make his mark, and it's a winning play. So the Thunderwolves now lead at 28-21. Look at Phil Vigil standing by himself, Joe. He's going to feel a little bit of relief right now, but he's going to be in for a tense fourth quarter because he's going to be operating into the wind. But he got the job done here in this third quarter. Here's the kick. Low driving kick out the back of the end zone.
You may burn all your timeouts in this quarter to keep that.
Yeah, now that is a good point. When do you take another timeout? Or Chadron State, they got to keep the ball on the ground here. These 2 carries. Well, they've been keeping it on the ground all day, but you don't want to be throwing any pass whatsoever here.
And their game is not an air attack, so having the wind at their back doesn't really help.
It's not really that big a deal. Yeah. What we like from the Thunderwolves, though, is they proved they could run the football in that quarter, and they're going to have to run it a lot in the fourth quarter.
But they also proved they could tackle.
Yeah, they played much better in that quarter all the way around.
Oh,
and they fumble, it's loose, and it's still loose, and the Thunderwolves have it at the 20-yard line.
Makia Scipio landed on the ball. How's that for a senior?
They faked the jet sweep, but on the exchange of the fake jet sweep, the ball squirted out of the hands of the quarterback. He had the first chance to dive on it, but Pearson whiffed, and Scipio gets on top of it. And now the Thunderwolves take over at the 20-yard line with 1:07 to go here in the quarter. What a change of events there.
People scoreboard watching around the country are going, what is
happened?
Going on? Fincher and Fuller back in. Nice to see your quarterback and running back in the game now.
I like this big, strong offensive line for the Thunderwolves. I'll tell you, Jaden Jones, he is a monster on that right side. He lines up over there with Domingo Prince. That's where I want to run the football here. Send Fincher in motion to the left side. They look left, run a quarterback draw. Big opening for Fuller. Puts his head down. He's down to the 15-yard line. I think the Thunderbolts thought they were going to have a little bit bigger opening there, but Fuller does gain 5, 2nd and 5.
You know, a little bit more on Jaden Jones. He was a defensive player coming and learning offense. So it's going to take him a little while to get a little bit better as an offensive tackle. But they love his size.
He is mammoth on that right side. Straight drop back by Fuller. He looks like pump fake. Now comes back left. Now he's scrambling. Looks right. Fires right. Caught by Mitchell. He was out of bounds, though, wasn't he?
No, he can't. That's going to be.
Yeah, illegal touching on Nigel Mitchell.
He was out of bounds.
Nigel trying to say, hey, I came back in and established, but that doesn't matter. You can't be the first to come back in and touch it.
Well, not only that, when he caught the ball, he was standing on the white. That could be a flag.
Man, oh man, need to fix that, don't they?
It's the wind.
I think they overrule the penalty call because I think you're right, Joe. It's an incomplete pass.
Yeah, he was standing out of bounds
already. Yep, there it is. Okay, thank you, Mr. Referee. So now 3rd down and 5 for the Thunderwolves. 30 seconds to go in the quarter. Thunderwolves lead it 28-21.
First down here and then switch directions and run it 4 times.
Bunch formation to the left. Trips to the left for the Thunderwolves. Toscas wide to the right, all alone. Straight drop back. Step up. Fire. Incomplete. He was trying to go to Retzlaff. Looked like the ball was deflected. Flag is down here. Whether you're going to get a hold or is it going to be an illegal hands to the face? Let's see.
I think Jaden Jones is going to be guilty there. Or maybe hands to the face.
You're sure talking it over here. Nope, holding on the Thunderwolves. Man, it declined. So now the Thunderwolves should send the field goal unit out here. So it'll be a 32-yard attempt upcoming for the Thunderwolves. I thought Chadron might take the penalty there to try to force them back, make a potential field goal later in the series tougher, but they decide to take it or decline the penalty here. So it'll be a 32-yard attempt for the Thunderwolves. Just left of center of the field here. Willig on the year, 5 of 6 kicking field goals. Good snap, ball's down, kick is up, it's on the way, and it is good. Thunderwolves will take that gift 3 points, courtesy of the fumble recovery. 31-21, Thunderwolves on top, 22 seconds to go here in the 3rd quarter.
7 would have been nice there. It just would have made me feel a little bit better about myself. But it's nice to kick off into the wind, or with the wind.
Yeah, exactly.
This is a nice perk to have 22 seconds left. That was kind of a blur 3rd quarter for the Thunderwolves.
Man, they just did everything they needed to do. Of course, if you missed it, if you're just joining the broadcast, we had John Riston on at halftime. He said, we're okay. We just get the first 2 possessions, the second half, critical. Got to get a touchdown. Actually, we thought it'd be a stop and then a touchdown, but Chadron elected to kick into the wind in this quarter, which is still perplexing. And to have the wind in the 4th quarter, now that's going to work out for them, but now they're down 10.
Well, that just tells you how windy it is. If the home team is taking the wind, that should just tell you. Evan Lyons, he's had to re-tee that ball about 4 times today. And again.
Now they're going to have to hold it. It's fallen off the tee twice. Rulo will hold it here.
See, but he's backwards. His other leg should be in front.
Yeah, that's the way we were always taught, right? On the streets, in the hard streets.
Yeah.
Kick goes out the back of the end zone.
Still 22 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, let's get another fumble recovery, another pick.
Another
do something.
Pick, something.
Have some more excitement
fun
here. That was a crazy quarter so far. To go from down 21-7, now you're up 31-21. All right, here we go with Chadron with the ball. Pearson, he fumbled on his last touch. He takes the snap. He gives it up the middle, and Jean-Pierre goes forward for about 3, and the Thunderwolves just rallying to the football now. 10 seconds to go, and that'll be the last play of the quarter. Now flags come down all over the place. Going to get some kind of personal foul on the Thunderwolves here on Dramani Jackson. Maybe he's trying to run away from the play. Some kind of extracurricular, or was it Bone? Something went on behind the play here, and all kinds of laundry came out. Here's the call. And it's on Bone.
Daniel Bone, the senior who's been here forever, commits the unthinkable.
I didn't hear if there was any more at the end of that. Did they eject him?
I don't think so.
Ball's out to the 44-yard line. The referee said something else. Again, the wind blowing in the referee's mic could not possibly make out what he said. That's going to end the quarter. Clock rolls. We've reached the end of the third quarter. It was a good one for the Thunderwolves. They put up 24 points in the quarter, and they now lead it 31-21. Fourth quarter is next on Fox Sports Pueblo.
You are listening to CSU Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports 1350. Let's head to the field and join the voices of the pack, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi.
And welcome back, Chadon, Nebraska. We're going to try to find out. Well, they're showing some plays for the Thunderwolves. I thought they might be showing the replay where we had the personal foul, but they don't put it up on the screen. Bone is still out of the game. I'm wondering if he got ejected there, because the referee had another statement to make, but we could not make it out as he was talking into that howling wind down there on the field. You don't have your starting safety on the field here. First down and 10 for Chadron State from their own 44-yard line, trailing by 10 points. Here they fake the jet sweep. They run it around the left side. Pressure, get the pass away, and it's going to be a gain of a yard. The ball complete to the tight end, Peter Crone, but he gets a yard on the play.
Going side to side with Seidenberger, and that was Cody Ramming on that side.
Yeah, it'll be second down and 9 now for Chadron State from the 45-yard line. Thunderwolves leading it 31-21, just underway here in the fourth quarter. Thank you, Ben. And our stats update. Thunderwolves suddenly dominating now, 300-200 in total offense. We rounded it up a little bit on each side. Second down and 9. Man in motion to the right. Straight drop back here by Pearson. Here comes pressure off the edge. Pass down the middle. Caught inside the 35 down to the 29-yard line. Threaded the needle that time and down to the 39 or 29-yard line of the Thunderwolves. The umpire tax takes it back to the 30. First and 10 Eagles.
They just rushed 4 and almost got to Pearson. Had a little bit too much time to make that throw.
Chadron State now in scoring territory here early on in the fourth quarter. And they fake it. They look up the left sideline. Man, it's wide open, and he has it inside the 10 down to the 8-yard line.
Keith McCaney he bit on the pump and go.
Tommy Thomas hauls it in. First and goal, Eagles at the 8.
So maybe the win does make a difference.
I guess it does. Man, oh, man.
Chadron suddenly world beaters.
That personal foul that the Thunderwolves picked up didn't help matters. That just kind of gave them a little jump start.
And Bone has not been back in the game, so now he is.
Yep, they got Bone back out there now here. First and goal from the 8 for the Eagles. They've been good in the red zone today. Run the jet sweep around the right side. This is Thomas trying to find his way around the corner. He's hit and gets down inside the 5 to about the 4. He just kind of worked his way down the line of scrimmage and finally cut forward. Gets half of what he needed, so it'll be second down and goal. And they take it back to the 5. Oh, the umpire tax. He is ruthless today. Second and goal from the 5 for the Eagles. Jean-Pierre on his right hip here. Bring a man in motion. Fake the jet sweep. Look to the corner. Passes up. That's going to be interference, isn't it? No flag thrown on the Thunderwolves. My goodness. Maybe they rule it uncatchable. The ball is behind him.
The receiver went out, and the ball went toward the goal post or on the inside. So it was uncatchable for sure. But
Dramani Jackson definitely made contact over there.
You got to turn your head, Dramani.
I think it was it might have been
McCaney.
or Oliver Welch over there. Or is that McCaney? That's McCaney.
That's McCaney.
25. Sorry. Number kind of scrunched on me. I should have known it was McCaney. 3rd down and goal from the 5.
You know, Pearson loves to call his own number right here.
Huge play. 2 backs in the backfield this time. They fake it. They look over. The ball was hit. That might be a fumble. The ball's loose on the deck. That should be Thunderbolts football. They hit his arm, and the ball fluttered up in the air. Now, is it a forward pass or a fumble? Thunderbolts have the football. No signal as of yet. Officials discuss it. I think his arm might have been coming forward, but it sure looked like a fumble to me. I don't know if he had an empty hand there. I think this is a fumble. Officials taking a long conversation here. Thunderbolts starting to jump around. Now you see Chadron say, no, that was a forward pass.
Well, and I don't like that when players come up with the ball and run off with it. You know, you got to show the official that you have it.
And looks like the argument for a forward pass might be winning out here. See Chadron starting to celebrate a little bit. Now the Thunderbolts keep saying it's our ball. Officials not very decisive here. Well, it was borderline, Joe. To me, in real speed, it looked like a fumble to me. Incomplete pass.
Can Phil challenge that?
Now, Phil, they've probably got their staffs up here looking at it to see if it's a empty hand or was his hand coming forward. Doesn't look like there's any urgency to throw the challenge flag.
He must have thought what you thought.
So a field goal attempt upcoming here for Yee. Still a big stop for the Thunderbolts to hold them to just this field goal attempt here. From the 12. They block it! It's loose on the deck. Thunderbolts covered up inside the 10-yard line at the 6. McCaney with the blocked field goal. He came off the edge and blocks the kick. What a huge play for the Pack.
I think I'm just good at blocks and sacks, Jim. I just yell them. It's like squirrel, block, sack.
So the Thunderbolts take over. What a stand that is. They get the huge deflection, which it turns out to be, when we thought it might be a fumble. I don't know if they ever did throw the replay up on this.
No, they did not.
Yeah, they didn't want to throw any controversial call up there to help. But so the Thunderbolts take over at the 6-yard line here. Pretty alert play there by Isaiah Herford to get on that ball. That was rolling loose at the 6. He got on top of it.
You know, I thought they were going to try and scoop it and you know how they do, but
didn't take that nice Sunday hop, and he just made sure he didn't want to screw things up. Fuller stands at his own 1-yard line. He send Dvorak in motion to the right side. He resets. They're going to hand the ball up the middle, try to bounce it outside. Fincher puts his head down. He gets out around the 10. He's one step away from getting up that sideline. He had a couple of blockers on that edge, too. Gain of 3, 2nd down and 7. Now Thunderbolts working into this win. Ideally, you want to pick up a couple first downs here. Get some breathing room. Boy, he was just that close.
Shoestring tackle, literally.
He had Toscas out there to seal it, too. If he got by him, he was going to go down that sideline. Dvorak in motion. Looks like the same formation here. They fake it. Now they're going to run a pass play. They throw it out, and there's nobody there. Roman Fuller thought there was going to be somebody over there. Now they're going to have the discussion. Oh, the line judge says he had a wide receiver in the area. He had Retzlaff close enough to it. So it'll be 3rd down and 7. Little miscommunication there by the Thunderbolts. So Thunderbolts by no means out of the woods here when you're working into the wind. If you don't get a first down here, Chadron's going to get great field position. They show blitz. Now the Thunderbolts change their play call. Chadron State really overloading the defensive left side. Now they adjusted a little bit to kind of equalize it. Play action. They look right, fire right, ball. Oh, broken up. Rakowski had his hand on it, and it was broken up there at the last minute. Great play on defense for Chadron State. Sutton Pullman, the safety. I don't know if he got his hand in there or not, but there's another look at it. Man, boy, it's almost feeling like Rakowski should have had that one. Would have been a first down. Could turn out to be a huge play in this game. Now the Thunderbolts have to punt the ball into the wind. That means great field position upcoming here for Chadron State.
I'm seeing a little different intensity from CSU Pueblo's defense, though, aren't you?
Yes, definitely.
Seeing a little bit more sense of urgency and seems like they're kind of just not buying the eye candy. They're just going to where they're supposed to.
Here's the punt. Fair catch signaled for and taken at the 43-yard line. So good field position for Chadron State. That was a decent punt, but punting into that fierce wind. Good fair catch called for there by Dax Urati. So Chadron State now takes over at the Thunderbolts' 43-yard line. Still down 10. It's 31-21. Thunderbolts on top. 11:24 to go here in the fourth quarter.
Interesting to see the personnel that CSU Pueblo brings in right now. Some backups, with the exception of Seidenberger.
1st and 10 at the 43-yard line of the Thunderwolves. Officials now say we're ready for play here. Pearson takes the snap. He's going to roll to the right. Here comes pressure. Gets the pass away. Caught by the big tight end down inside the 35. He's got a first down.
See, again, they're picking on Miles Sprague, the linebacker, when they see that with the tight end. He's caught 3 passes now in front of Miles Sprague.
Coy Gilbert on the grab. He only caught 1 ball all year. He's got 2 catches today. Does Coy Gilbert. 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line of the Thunderwolves. Chadron State down by 10. Pearson takes the snap, quarterback draw. He runs it right into a stack of humanity. No gain on the play as Purcell and Turrentine right there.
The 2 angry fellows.
They do play with a certain edge, don't they?
They just big and mean. And if you're a new listener, Noah Purcell's a linebacker for CSU Pueblo, plays everything, but they have to tell him to lighten up in practice. Most of the practice injuries are caused by Noah Purcell.
Yeah, he only knows 1 speed. He's got a touchdown today, too. That's what's awesome. 2nd down and 10 from the 33-yard line for the Eagles here. Down 10. Bring a man in motion. They run the jet sweep around the right side. Thunderwolves get it snuffed out, though. Boy, that was a heat-seeking missile. Daniel Bone missed him, though. But Seidenberger over there to clean it up after a gain of 3. It'll be 3rd and 7. Huge 3rd down upcoming here for Chadron State. Got to feel like it's 4-down territory from right at this spot on the field, especially after you had a field goal blocked on their last possession.
But this is field goal range with the wind at your back, too.
Trips to the left, single wide out right. Ball's on the right hash. Jean-Pierre, the running back, on the right hip of Preston Pearson. Thunderbolts stunt, and they cause movement. That's a false start on the Eagles. It was the right guard.
Matthew Jennings knew right away. He's a true freshman, Jim, the right guard. But they just moved over, they almost like a roll technique. You know, some teams used to roll.
Yeah, as long as you don't slide into the neutral zone, you're legal. So that marks it back to the 35, makes it 3rd down and 12. A little bit tougher nut to crack here for Chadron State. They go with the same formation, trips left, single wide out right. Jean-Pierre on the right hip of the quarterback Pearson. Straight drop back. Here comes a stunt. He's flush. Here comes a late rush. Pass is thrown away. That's
got to be
grounding. And that's borderline roughing the passer as Scipio decked Pearson a little bit late, right on the edge of disaster.
That's got to be grounding.
There was nobody in the area.
And it didn't get to the line of scrimmage.
Now, he was outside the tackle box, but it has to get back to the line of scrimmage for it not to be grounding. And he threw it right into the turf.
That should be intentional grounding.
It is. Here comes the flag.
Yep, and it is.
That's a good conference there by the officials to talk about all the parameters had to be reached. So a spot foul, loss of 10. That's the thing about it. He was pushed back so far when he threw it into the turf.
Yeah.
He never got it back to the line of scrimmage. He was outside the tackle box, but you have to get it across the line of scrimmage. And now the conference is over here. They're going to have to talk this over with Jay Long and company, explaining how they came to that decision. But I'm sure the officials kind of worked it out just kind of like you and me did, Joe. You look at the position of the ball, where he was.
And they did a good job of that. There's certain factors that you have to meet, and I guarantee they went through them.
So now Chadron will have to punt football away. Okay, so now they're going to challenge that the ball did cross the line of scrimmage. So if it did, then they can get this penalty over. I didn't know you could challenge a penalty call.
And I didn't. What was the original line of scrimmage?
Well, it was the 35.
Well, there's no way the ball got there.
Looked like he threw it right in the turf at about the 38 to me, or 37.
Yeah, there's no way it
came
got
close.
there.
Now, will they show us the replay on the big board? Come on, Chadron State, put the replay up. Come on.
That ball didn't get to the 35. Did it?
I don't think so. But, oh, well, we'll see what they figure out. They aren't going to show us. So we'll take a tour. Men's basketball won today. 87-55 is the final of that ball game. Elsewhere, let's refresh the screen here. Look in Super Region 4, see what they've updated here for us, the games we want to know about. It's a final in Duluth. Minnesota Duluth beats 15th ranked Minnesota State Mankato 30-16. Another game we wanted to know about was Bemidji State and Augustana. Bemidji State leads at 17-10, fourth quarter. Let's click on the live stats on that, see if their live stats link is working.
Bemidji.
So Bemidji State.
That could be a big early Christmas present should the Thunderwolves hold on here.
4:22 to go in that ball game.
And Western's beating up Mesa in Grand Junction.
Yeah, Bemidji State just scored. That's the go-ahead touchdown.
It was 10-10.
So they scored with 4:22 to go in the ball game. What was that Mesa Western score?
Western beating them up.
Okay. All right, so let's put a fork in Mesa. They got a fork put in them last week. But they were trying to maybe rally around and come up with a big win today against their rival Western Colorado. But
So
that's
are you
not
saying
gonna happen.
Fork Mesa?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So now if things hold right now the way they are,
there's no question.
Thunderwolves get the 1 seed.
And the bye.
Western would be, well, Western might even move up. They were in the 5 slot. If you've got Minnesota State losing and you've got Augustana losing, they were 2 and 3. They're going to drop out. You would think Western would move up to either the 2nd or 3rd slot.
Well, this is where you get into NCAA math, because they'll look at
Because
travel.
then they're going to want to travel. They're going to want to
look at who's regionally can we put and still make it.
Yeah, they're going to want like hell to keep Western Colorado at 4 or 5.
Yeah, that's what they're.
But they might not be able to.
Look, where are they going to see? Maybe the time back on that. Let's see what the referee has to say about this. It's confirmed.
Okay.
And they lose a timeout.
Yeah, that could be huge.
That's huge in a game this close. Give Csu-Pueblo credit that time. They didn't let Pearson roam.
I knew I had a card in my backpack here with all the regional.
Look at where they're trying. They're trying a 62-yard field goal.
Well, he's kicked a 57-yarder this year.
Well, he's got the wind at his back, and when we talk about wind, this is wind that Laramie would be jealous about.
Yeah, Rakowski stands back at the back of the end zone in case the kick is short. Chance to return it here.
Well, there's one official short. I think they were looking at time. I think they weren't sure exactly what the time on the clock should be.
So a 62-yard attempt for Yee. He's kicked a 57-yarder this year. And now They bring him over to the line of scrimmage here, or to the sideline. Do we have to conference again? I see John Riston and Kenny West down there in the end zone. Were they down there making sure the referee saw it the right way? Oh, the referee is coming out of the 10
Yeah,
again.
well, he went back in, but the guy with him was still in there. And I think they were looking at time. And then they were probably looking where to spot the penalty because it's a 10-yard. It's a spot foul, correct? And then it's 10 from where.
It's a spot foul. So instead of the 45, they're going to spot it at the 43.
Correct.
So that extra 2 yards, maybe that's huge on this field goal attempt. It's going to be a 60-yarder now instead of a 62-yarder. And you're kicking with this win. This is doable.
But you
Kind
got
of desperation, but, man, you better make it.
You know, I have 2 words if I'm a CSU Pueblo fan. Cody ramming.
Yeah, because it's going to have to be a low-driving kick. You want to have your biggest guys right in the middle here.
And now they're going to punt it. Oh, no.
Yeah, they're going to try
I
it.
thought they were switching to the punt formation.
All right, so you're going to have ramming right in the center here to try to block this thing. This is when he has to have the proper angle of attack here to block this thing. And we've seen the still pictures of how high he gets in the air. It's amazing. He is poised to block this kick. Ball's down. Kick is up. He got plenty of leg on it. It's on the way, but it's wide to the right. So now the Thunderbolts take over out near midfield.
Great field position now. That's the danger you run into when you try and kick a field goal that long.
So it's not from in the NFL, it's from the spot of the kick, but in college, it's the spot of the line of scrimmage.
Correct.
So it'll be the 43-yard line. Well, do you think maybe he saw ramming in the middle, and that's why he shoved it to the right
You
that
know,
time?
I think that they probably have that little draw that they kind of play and get it up in the jet stream, but that was not – we've seen him kick today, and that was not a very good kick on his part. You know, sometimes you overcook it a little bit just because you're trying to go a little bit harder.
Now 9:06 to go in the game. Thunderbolts take over, leading it 31-21 after all of that. Man in motion. That's Fincher. Straight drop back. Look over the middle. Fire over the middle. Caught. Retzlaff slides down at the 45-yard line, then takes a shot after he gave himself up, but he doesn't care. Now he'll line up wide to the right. Boy, he's kind of flexing his leg kind of funky there as he goes out of bounds.
Fuller had a great pocket that time. It was nice and clean. He was able to step into that throw.
I think Retzlaff is all right. I think he's just
He got
kind
hit
of flexing
late. Did you see that? Kind of
Yeah.
like, you know, when you're stretching, somebody pushes you by accident.
So 1st and 10 Thunderbolts at the 45-yard line of the Eagles. Clock rolling, 8:25 to go here in the fourth quarter. Thunderbolts lead at 31-21. Handoff up the middle. And Fincher gets forward for about 2. At least 2nd down and 8.
Well, if you're Chadron, you've got to sell out for the run right now, don't you? You got to just plug up that middle, and you know, CSU Pueblo doesn't run a lot of tosses or sweeps.
They're taking their time here. They're running as much clock off as possible. They take the play clock down to 15 before they even think about getting up on the line of scrimmage. They still stand around. They want to take it down to 10 and then look things over. Fuller has what he wants, takes the snap, looks right, fires right to Rakowski, across the 40 and down to the 35. First down, fights forward to the 32-yard line. Boy, you could see that wind. That is just playing tricks with these sideline passes, but that's when it's good to have a strong arm like Fuller.
Yeah, ball gets there quick, even into that. I want to know. It said my phone says 22 miles an hour. I think it's more than that.
It's gusting. It's pretty severe, that's for sure. 1st and 10 Thunderbolts get a new set of downs here. That means another 2 minutes off the clock if you play it right. Down to 7:15 to go here in the fourth quarter. Pack lead at 31-21.
Retzlaff back in the game, which is always good.
Toscas is wide to the left. Retzlaff wide to the right. Rakowski in the slot to the right. Take the snap. Flag down. Thunderbolts might have an illegal formation, or did they have them offside? They're going to lose a yard on the ball carrier here. I don't know if the Thunderbolts had everybody up on the line like they should, but we'll see what the call is here. No preliminary signal as of yet. Yeah, 5 in the backfield. So that means they didn't have enough guys on the line of scrimmage.
They usually blame the tight end on that one, don't they?
So it makes it 1st and 15.
But the clock now, Jim, the clock is that's all you're looking at. Right?
And that's what you could do. You could just keep doing
Yes,
this. And they marked the 5-yard off. Now you just take another 25 seconds off. Thunderbolts, they hurry up, though. They waste an opportunity to run some more time there. Fincher up the middle. Gains the penalty yardage back. Down to the 33-yard line. That was a chance to run another 20 seconds off the clock if you just stay there. But I think more or less they wanted to stay in rhythm. If you saw what you wanted, just run it. And they gain 5, 2nd down and 10 now. We'll give them a little pass there, Joe.
Okay.
But we've seen that in our old high school days. You just keep taking delay of game penalties. You'd force the other team to have to take a timeout because they'd wind the clock after a delay of game call. Here's the handoff up the middle. Fincher puts his head down, runs right into a brick wall. Gets 2 on forward progress down to the 31. That makes it 3rd down and 8 now. We're down to 5:50 to go. 31-21, Thunderwolves on top. Trailed 21-7 at halftime. Taking their time here. Play clock down to 10. Eagles show blitz. Here they come off the edge. Fuller steps up. He's going for it all. He's got Toscas. He's got it. Touchdown.
Taylor Toscas.
He got behind everybody, and Fuller dropped it right in the bucket for the touchdown.
Wind? What wind?
Zip it right through there.
Boy, he just waited, and Taylor he had to wait on the ball, but you know why? Because there's a 40-mile-an-hour wind in his face. That's why he had to wait for the ball.
That's right.
Lots of the Chadron faithful are.
Yeah, they said that's enough. We're out of here.
Yeah.
It's too cold. Let's go to the country kitchen.
They could be us, so they got 6 on the way.
Good snap. Ball's down. Kick is up. It is good. 5:19 to go here in the 4th quarter. Thunderwolves lead at 38-21. Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo.
You're listening to CSU-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports 1350. Let's head to the field and join the voices of the pack, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi.
5:19 to go here in the 4th quarter. Thunderwolves lead at 38-21. Well, Joe, we've had the pleasure of having Ben Greenberg in the booth with us today, able to feed us some pertinent information. Got a little history here.
Yeah, how about that? If this holds, this will be the largest comeback for a win in CSU Pueblo football history since they brought back football in 2008. Now, if Ben had a little bit more time, he can go back to the old era to see if where this ranks in terms of
Get a hold
comebacks.
of Tim Simmons.
It was only a 14-point deficit at half, but it felt like 40.
Man.
Did it not?
It did. It just felt bad, Joe. It's like, oh, man.
No,
I go, what are we going to do? We're going to send all those T-shirts to,
Well, you know what I was thinking is, okay,
Mozambique or somewhere,
where
they send all that stuff.
All I was looking is like, what garden spot are we going to Friday?
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Where do we have to get out the
Probably
flannels
San Angelo,
and,
Texas or somewhere like
where
that.
do we
Yeah,
have to get
exactly. Oh, my goodness. Well,
it's all about us.
yeah, that's all we worry about.
It's all about us.
All right, here we go. 38-21, Thunderwolves by 17. Here's the kick.
This could be trouble.
Pooch kick. Taken at the 15, across the 20, 25. Well, working his way through there, and then submarined and flung over by Rulo. I think Rulo, he has a flair for the dramatic. He takes him down at the 35-yard line.
What I love about Caden Rulo, he's only a sophomore. We come from Grandview. We've had a lot of success with Grandview. Mike Pinnell. We've had some good Grandview kids at CSU Pueblo. But he's kind of the heir apparent to Bone.
Yeah. Well, Augustana has lost. They were the number 2 seed in the region, so there's no chance for the Thunderwolves now to not be the number 1 seed.
Well, unless they lose. I know, but I'm not giving anything right now. Jeez, oh, Jim.
It's my birthday. I'm
You
confident.
can wish all you want.
Here's the man in motion. They fake the jet sweep. Pressure off the edge. Flush him out of the pocket. They got him. Sack ball's out.
Out.
And picked up, but they say he was down. I think that's the proper call.
Hey, Dre Towns using that speed.
Man, you talk about speed run. Look at him come off the edge on the replay. They just got 1 mid on him. Yep. Yeah, the ball kind of hit the ground. I'm not sure he was down.
He didn't just come off the edge. He came off the far edge and tracked him down.
Boy, I'd like to see that again. I think when he touched the ball down, though, I think they put the ball down. Ball back at the 31, loss of 4, second down and 14. Straight drop back. Steps up, pressure again off the edge. Ball deflected, almost intercepted.
Oh, that would have been bone. Nope. That would have been bone.
And our man, Paul Plinsky, Dr. Paul Plinsky, has just texted me. He said, with Augustana and Mankato both losing, Pac will stay number 1. Western Colorado is going to jump to number 2 the way he has it formulated.
Well, you know what makes me happy about that? They're on the other side of the bracket.
Yes, exactly.
You know,
We'd like to see him in early December.
but I would like to see, you know what? We love Jazz Baines. You know, those guys are good. You know, Drew Nash makes a little bit of poor decisions sometimes. That's a fun little football team.
Yeah, that'd be fun. But Thunderbolts would have to get across their first round.
Oh,
match.
he moved.
That's a false start. No call. Here's the run and a little shovel pass forward. I like the man with the L. He's looking right at him. The guy's moving.
He's trying to say move the first down, but there was a sack, dude. The line judge is completely lost.
Yes.
He has no idea where he's
Yeah,
at.
it's 4th down now and 8.
He thought that was a first down.
Yeah, he was signaling first down. That's after he ignored the false start on the wide receiver over here on this edge.
And Chadron going to punt it.
Maybe that's just the problem of working on the sideline, being afraid to do something in front of the home team coaches. Punting formation here. High snap, but it's handled. Kick his way and booms it out of there. Rakowski he grabs it at the 8 on his knees, and then he takes a little shot. But that's a little love tap. The guy held up. He said, I'm sorry. Didn't mean to. So at the 8-yard line, that's where the Thunderbolts will take over. 3:46 to go here in the fourth quarter. 38-21.
We talk about the 8-yard line being the halo distance now for guys who return punts. It used to be you stood on the 10-yard line. If the ball's over your head, you just let it go. And now it's the 8.
And the way that ball's flying,
it's going to go
there's
another
no
5.
chance it's going to check up.
Yeah. But
so, Zach, what's wrong with you? Can we pick on Zach, one of our favorite all-time players? Timeout?
no, I'm going to head out.
Oh, okay, you're going to head out. Okay, let me turn you. There you go. That's good. All right. Joe Cervi going to make his way down on the field. It'll be a very happy celebration down on the field for the Thunderbolts if they're able to run out this final 3:46 with a 17-point lead. Here is the handoff up the middle. And here is our freshman running back, I think, getting some care. That should be Russell Patton. And it is Russell Patton. Future star for the Thunderwolves. And timeout taken by Chadron State here. They'll have 1 left with 3:41 to go here in the fourth quarter. So timeout on the field. This is going to be a 30-second timeout. You know what, Dean, why don't you text me? I don't know if we have another 1-minute timeout left in our inventory or if we're done with 1 minute. So if we're done with 1-minute ones, we won't worry about it. So why don't you go ahead and text me and let me know. I kind of lost track here in the fourth quarter where we're at. Both teams making their way back out on the field here after this initial timeout. It'll be second down now and 8 for the Thunderwolves. They lead at 38-21, 3:41 to go here in the fourth quarter. All right, thank you, Dean. So we'll go ahead and go to that final timeout after this play if they take the timeout. Either that or we'll do it at the 2-minute timeout. Now we're set to go. Thunderwolves from the gun. Fincher the back this time on second down and 8. And they run the jet sweep to Nigel Mitchell. He turns the corner across the 10, 15, and he's got the first down out across the 20 to about the 22-yard line. Now Chadron State probably won't take the timeout at this point. Clock stops momentarily to move the chains. They run the jet sweep to Nigel. We knew that was in the arsenal. They now an injury for Chadron State. One of their interior linemen is down on the field, and he's trying to get up, but they're telling him, stay down, dude. Don't hurt yourself any further. One of their interior linemen. He doesn't want to lay down on them. He wants to get up. He doesn't want to be, and he is ticked at the Thunderwolves. He thought he got chop blocked there. And he is irate. And that is Tanner True. He's a junior out of Eaton, Colorado, and he is upset with the block. He probably got low-bridged there and took out his knee. That's why he didn't want to lay down on the field. He was very irate. They've got him off the field now. And the last thing he wants to do is go into the offseason with some kind of injury. He wants to get back out there on the field and exact some revenge. I could tell he doesn't want to stay out. He's getting himself back together, and he wants to get back in the ball game. And, yeah, he is still fighting mad down here on the sideline for Chadron State. So he didn't like the treatment he got. Probably got a high load there on the interior. Clock is rolling. Play clock is down to 15. Thunderwolves now break the huddle. 2:50 to go in the game. Take the snap. They look left, fire it left, and caught by Retzlaff. Gets up the sideline, makes a cut, stays in bounds across the 30 to about the 31. He's very close to the first down. He's about a yard short. Clock a roll. The Thunderwolves looks like they will have to run one more play here before the 2-minute timeout. That was a little fishy clock operating there by the play clock operator, I think. Thunderwolves are letting it run down, or it's going to be 2nd down and 2. I think the Thunderwolves are going to take it all the way down. They might take a timeout. Down to 2, down to 1. They run the play. They run a screen pass. Nobody there. That could be grounding on Roman Fuller. There was nobody there for the Thunderwolves. He wasn't outside the tackle box. Now the field judge coming in. The line judge has no concept of what's going on here. The field judge has to come in and talk this over with him. I think this is going to be grounding on the Thunderwolves. I don't think Fuller had a receiver in the area. This should be intentional grounding on the Thunderwolves, I believe. And the other officials are in the line judges here saying, why weren't you on this? Why did the field judge have to run from 30 yards down the field to do this? Flag comes out. Maybe that's the mechanics of the play. Maybe the line judge just stands where the ball ended up, and then the field judge comes in to say there was no receiver in the area. It just looked kind of squirrely. But I agree with the call. There was no receiver in the area. It looked like textbook grounding to me because Fuller was not outside the tackle box. So that'll be a spot foul. We are at the 2-minute timeout. We're going to take a timeout. 38-21 Thunderwolves. Back with the conclusion right after this on Fox Sports Pueblo.
You're listening to Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports 1350. Let's head to the field and join the voices of the pack, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi.
There we go. Wrong dial. Apologize. Welcome back. Don Beebe Stadium here in Chadon, Nebraska. Thunderwolves lead at 38-21. 2-minute timeout came with 1:59 to go. It's 3rd down now for the Thunderwolves. 3rd and about 14. They'll run the football at the middle to Fincher. He puts his head down. Flag is down. We're going to get a holding call, I believe, on the Thunderwolves here. Sinan Chappell going to be guilty here as he more or less tackled the nose guard there for Chadron State, William Stemler. Now a flag comes down. Remember the guy that got back in the game for Chadron State and he was ticked off? He just exacted his revenge, but he's going to get a dead ball personal foul here. That should give the Thunderwolves a 1st down. So the initial call is holding. That's the continuous action call. They can enforce that if they want, but then it's going to be a dead ball foul on Chadron State on the defensive lineman, the one that was all ticked off after leaving the game injured earlier. He got back in the ball game. He wanted to exact some revenge on somebody, and he exacted it, but he's going to cost his team a first down, and the Thunderbolts are going to be able to go into victory formation here, I believe, after it's all said and done. And that was Tanner True, the junior out of Eaton, Colorado. And he stands on the sideline, nobody within a couple yards of him. Here's the two fouls. And it indeed is Tanner True. Automatic first down on the personal foul. That's the clincher right there. So Tanner True, by letting his temper get the best of him, went back out on the field, picked up a cheap shot personal foul. He's now out of the game, but it's cost his team an automatic first down. Now the Thunderwolves, with a minute 52 to go in the game, have a fresh set of downs. Chadron does have one timeout left. We'll see if Chadron elects to use it or if they just let the Thunderwolves kneel in on it here 3 times and get out of here. If they do elect to take the timeout, they'll get the ball back with about 20 seconds to go. Now you just want cooler heads to prevail out here, and you don't want something goofy to happen along that line again here. This is when things can deteriorate sometimes. Thunderwolves will operate from the gun. Ball is ready for play. Fincher is the back. He adjusts to the left hip of Fuller. And he takes the snap. Hands it off to the middle. Fincher, a big gain. Across the 35, 40. He's got the first down. And that will do it no matter what. That stops the clock momentarily to move the chains. But Chadron, they can take their last timeout if they want right now, but it doesn't matter. The Thunderbolts have a fresh set of downs. They can go into victory formation. What a run there. What a game by Emmanuel Fincher. Forced into action today with the injury, of course, to Howard Russell, but he acquitted himself more than well. He played great for the Thunderwolves. Chadron will not use this timeout. They're just going to let it roll. They know it's not a winning proposition anyway because the Thunderwolves, with the fresh set of downs, even if they had called the timeout, can go into victory formation. And that indeed is what the Thunderwolves are in. They go Fuller up under center, takes the snaps for his second career snap under center. He'll have to do it one more time. Thunderwolves already beginning to celebrate. And Chadron does use their final timeout right here. They want to make the Thunderwolves go the distance. So timeout on the field. But there's only a minute 11 to go. Thunderbolts just have to kneel on it 2 more times, and that will do it. Thunderbolts coaching staff to our right here starting to celebrate. They'll make their way down to the field. And the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference Championship trophy is in the house. So they'll present it to the Thunderwolves after this ball game. Teams starting to make their way back out onto the field here. A minute 11 to go. 38-21. Thunderwolves on top. They trailed 21-7 at halftime. It looked bleak, but the Thunderwolves came out, took the ball right down the field and scored. They got a stop on defense, scored again, got a block punt, got a touchdown, got a field goal, all in that third quarter to take control of the game. And then here in the fourth quarter, Fuller hitting Toscas for the clinching touchdown to make it 38-21. There's the first snap they needed to take in victory formation. After the timeout, I should say. Now they'll have to do it one more time because Chadron State is out of timeouts. Even though they have one timeout left out on the board, that is not right. They are out of timeouts. So the Thunderbolts just have to take it under 40 seconds. Now they can take the snap and begin the celebration. Fuller does it, takes the knee, and that will do it. Thunderbolts win it. They are the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference outright champions. They'll be the number 1 seed in Super Region 4. What a year it's been so far for the Thunderbolts. The second season begins in a couple weeks. 38-21 is your final. Stay tuned. Post-game show is next on Fox Sports Pueblo.
You are listening to CSU Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports 1350. Let's head to the field and join the voices of the pack, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi.
And welcome back to Chadron, Nebraska. Thunderwolves taking the picture now down on the field. Let's go ahead and take it down to Joe Cervi.
All right, Jim, downstairs here on the field, they're getting ready to take some pictures for the RMAC championship. Phil wanted to go celebrate with his team. He'll be here in a minute. We can fill a little bit. This one was the second half for the ages for the Thunderbolts. I'll tell you right now, 21-7 down at half. It was just an incredible comeback. They hold the RMAC championship outright, and they will be the number 1 seed in the Super Region 4, and they will play at the Thunderbolt on November 30th. We'll find out tomorrow from the NCAA who that opponent will be the winner of that will play next week. So hopefully we'll grab Emmanuel Fincher. Finch. Way to have a day.
Appreciate you. I appreciate you.
Talk about you knew Howard wasn't going to be able to run today, and you've had a lot of carries this season, but 3 touchdowns, career high in yards, career high in carries, career high in. Talk about today.
I would just say it was in preparation, and the O-line, they did their thing. They made it so easy for me to just see the holes, make the play, and it just came to me because of the O-line.
And it's kind of how good they are because you and Howard are different style runners.
A little bit, but him being hurt this week, he was still my coach this week. You know what I'm saying? He still told me to calm down, just play my game, and it just came to me with the O-line.
Talk about just this chance of the first half, nothing went right. Second half, everything went right.
Well, we just went at halftime. We made very crucial changes to our playbook. We made sure we had a game plan for what was going on, and we just adapted, and we made it happen.
Congratulations. Go celebrate with your team.
Thank you so much.
Jim, we're down here with head coach Phil Vigil. That was interesting.
Yeah.
the first half was just nothing went right. The second half, nothing went wrong.
Yeah, we just, first off, just so proud of these guys. Praise God, man. God's hand has been on this team all year long. Even today, these guys just believe. They believe no matter what. And we weren't tackled well in the first half. We were turning the ball over in the first half. And I just told them, man, let's go do it one play at a time. That's all we need is one play at a time. Let's go win the third quarter and let's see what happens in the fourth. And these guys, they just believe. They just believe. And just so proud of this group. It's hard. These are hard games. When you've already clinched the share, but we had so much to play for. It's a red letter game, and they showed up a little later than I'd like, but they showed up, and I'm proud of them.
Well, with Augie losing, Mankato losing, Augie lost. So you're going to be the number 1 seed in Super Region 4. You get a bye week. Tomorrow you'll find out which winner you play for. All this in year 2 for Phil Vigil.
Man, I'm just fortunate to be surrounded by great people. That's what it is. From the top down, from our president, from our athletic director, our staff, these players. I'm the one who feels fortunate to be here, and I can't say enough about these guys.
All right, go enjoy it with your team. Congratulations. Jim, back upstairs.
All right, thanks, Joe Cervi. Thanks to our guest, Emmanuel Fincher, and especially the coach, Phil Vigil. What a monumental achievement in his second year at the helm here at CSU Pueblo. He had some of his doubters, some of his detractors early on, but I'm going to tell you what, this guy is a first-class individual. He's a great football coach, and CSU Pueblo and the fans of Pueblo should be damn glad he's on our side. Thunderwolves win it 38-21. More of our post-game show comes your way next. Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo.
You are listening to CSU Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports 1350. Let's head to the field and join the voices of the pack, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi.
And welcome back, Don Beebe Stadium here in Chadron, Nebraska, on the campus of Chadron State. College Thunderwolves defeat Chadron State 38-21. Dean Nedens has been our producer and engineer today. He's got the highlights. We have one that we think is going to fail to fire, but we'll cover up for that when it happens. But we'll go ahead and get right started. Thunderwolves took the opening, or actually Chadron took the opening kickoff. Thunderwolves forced him to punt the ball away, took over, and promptly marched it right down the field. And Emmanuel Fincher finished things off. On 3rd and goal, they take the snap. They give it the middle, wide open touchdown for Fincher. What a hole they set on that left side. He just walked on into the end zone.
Untouched, a junior from McKinney, Texas.
And, of course, we've heard Joe Cervi say all year long, Fincher, he resides from McKinney, Texas. That's where the national championship game would be, and that's where we'd like to be about 4 weeks from now. Actually, 5 weeks when you count the bye week. Thunderwolves led it 7-0 at that point, but then Chadron State came to life, and they were able to tie the game here. Again, Pierre is on his left hip. They bring that man in motion, Thomas, again. This time they give it up the middle. The running back, he's in. Touchdown. Isaac Jean-Pierre into the end zone for the touchdown.
Too easy.
And the extra point was good. That tied the game up at 7 apiece. We move on into the second quarter. And we knew coming into the ball game, Chadron State, they haven't done much through the air all year long, but they come up with a big play in the passing game right here. Running their backup running back this time, Chase Nelson. Is going to be the quarterback draw. Now pass over the middle. Nelson, he's got a touchdown. He leaked out of the backfield after taking the play-action fake, and Pearson put it right on him for the touchdown, and Chadron State leads at 13-7.
You know, he picked on reserve linebacker Miles Sprague. Just didn't get there in time.
That was the first play of the game that Nelson saw. He put it into the end zone. The extra point was good. Made it 14-7 at that point. Thunderwolves then threw a interception. Chadron State returned it promptly down into Thunderwolves territory and took full advantage. Fuller tried to force it in there. The ball was
getting dumped on the Thunderwolves. They had it for a 5-yard loss, and he scores a touchdown.
Well, Pearson, probably a lot like the Thunderwolves' philosophy. They don't operate under center much, so Pearson went up under center that time. The ball went right through his legs, but it goes right to the back, Pierre. He just scoops it up and runs it right up the middle for the touchdown. Yeah, I should have fully set that up, shouldn't I? The ball was actually, they went up under center, went right through the quarterback's legs, but the running back, Pierre, able to scoop it up and take it on into the end zone, made it 21-7 at halftime. Things looked bleak for the Thunderwolves. We had John Riston on as our halftime guest. He said, hey, guys, relax. We're just going to make a stop, and we're going to score. Things are going to turn right back to normal. Well, the Thunderwolves came out promptly in the second half and got one on the board. Fincher up the middle, puts his head down, touchdown, Thunderwolves.
Oh, come Emmanuel Fincher, Jim. That's how you start the second half.
Yeah, they went the old lightning package that time and worked well off this right side and get into the end zone, so they don't have to worry about the 4-down territory. So stage one is complete. Thunderwolves get the ball, score a touchdown. And that made it 21-14 after the extra point was good. Well, you know, Fincher put one on the board. Why not put another one on the board? They give it to Fincher. Big hole. Across the 5 to the goal line. Touchdown.
Emmanuel Fincher, 8 touchdowns today.
And indeed, that was his third touchdown of the day. Extra point was good. That tied the game up at 21 apiece. Then the Thunderwolves, they come up with a big play on special teams. They block a punt. They would take over at the 1-yard line, and they called on an unlikely suspect to run one on into the end zone. And it is good. Thunderwolves will take that gift 3 points, courtesy of the fumble recovery. 31-21. Thunderwolves on top. 22 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Okay, here's what happened there. That was the play we weren't sure it was going to fire. Noah Purcell actually ran one on into the end zone, playing fullback. We had word before the game that they might try that play if they ever got the opportunity, and Purcell took it on into the end zone. It was good. The extra point was good, made it 28-21. Then the play you just heard there was the field goal by Willig to make it 31-21. Thunderwolves then finished off the scoring in style in the fourth quarter. Time here, play clock down to 10. Eagles show blitz. Here they come off the edge. Fuller steps up. He's going. And it sounds like our system dumped out right there as well, but it ended up being a touchdown pass to Toscas as Fuller hit him down the middle of the field. It put the game away for the Thunderwolves. The extra point was good, made it 38-21. Thunderwolves making a couple stops late, keeping Chadron State off the scoreboard. They win it 38-21. We thank Dean Nedens for compiling our highlights. Come back. We'll do a stat package, a scoreboard show. We'll wrap it up with Jim and Joe right after this on Fox Sports Pueblo.
You're listening to Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports 1350. Let's head to the field and join the voices of the pack, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi.
And welcome back to Don Beebe Stadium here in Chadron, Nebraska. Clouds rolling in here, Joe. The gloaming is kind of a late October day in Fenway Park here right now. Whoops, let's turn you back on there since you were down on the field. There you go.
It's actually warmer now than it was
Really?
an hour ago down there. The wind has died down a little bit. The scene down there was mayhem. I was so proud. And, the coaches got their players together and said, look, we have a lot bigger things to worry about. So just keep your helmets on. Go shake their hands. Chadron's a class pro. Let's just do it and then go celebrate. And I'll tell you what, it's like the Grail has come home.
Yes, exactly.
It feels like a Grail quest and that it has come home. And it feels so surreal to be there's no ties. You're the RMAC champs. You're 10-1 in 2 years under Phil Vigil.
Well,
and you slayed Western.
Yeah.
You slayed Mines. You slayed Chadron on the road. 2 of those were on the road.
Yeah, I pointed it out after your interview with Phil. I thought you captured it perfectly, talking about Phil being in his second year. And I kind of, I told the fans that are listening and maybe lecturing them a little bit. We've talked about it, you and I, about how not everybody in the community bought into Phil Vigil because he's got bigger things on his plate than going out and schmoozing people at lunch at some diner.
He's trying to win football games, and he's replacing a legend.
So, John had that kind of magical touch, but Phil will get there. But what he's doing on the football field with his team and the talent they brought in, it's a remarkable.
It's personnel-wise, this is as good as they've had. Okay, I've been here since 2008.
Yeah.
They have all the pieces.
Exactly.
They have everything that you need to make a run. Now you got to get some breaks, but look at if you don't think that you got to get breaks in football, look at today. They come from 14 down on the road against a really good defense and win. Mm-hmm. They get a gift from Augie to lose. They get a gift from Mankato to lose. They get Western. Western may be number 2. They may be on opposite side of the brackets to go to the national championship game.
Yeah, wouldn't that be fun? That'd be fun. Here, let's see final numbers here today. It ends up pretty skewed toward the Thunderwolves. It wasn't that way at halftime. Thunderwolves with 24 first downs, Chadron with 15. Thunderwolves 144 on the ground, 245 through the air, 389 yards total offense on 66 plays. Chadron ends up with 75 on the ground, 179 through the air. That seems like backwards what they've normally done this year. 254 yards total offense on 61 plays from scrimmage. Some of the other numbers, time of possession, 30-35 for Chadron, 29-20 for the Thunderwolves. They didn't account for 5 seconds somewhere. The stats don't balance. That's kind of
victory formation. Like you never know.
Ben Greenberg's in the booth. We're always paying attention to numbers. They always got to balance. Missed shots got to equal rebounds, too. You remember that. That's just kind of things. All right, third down conversions, 1 of 12 for Chadron State. That's remarkable.
Huge.
3 of 9 for the Thunderwolves. Chadron was 1 of 2 on fourth down. Red zone scores, Thunderwolves 5 for 5. That's nice. Chadron was 3 for 5. Don't forget a couple of those goal line stands.
Well, not only goal line stands, but you had a blocked field goal. You had a blocked punt.
That blocked field goals are enormous.
These are big, big things.
Yeah. Individual numbers, Thunderwolves, Fincher, what a game. 21 carries, 140 yards, 3 touchdowns in the game, and his longest run was only 17, so that's workmanlike.
I'm going to amend the keys to the game now that if a pack back gets 20 carries or more, they win. It doesn't matter who's back there. As long as one guy gets 20 carries, they're going to win.
There you go. Burrell, 5 carries for 16. For them, Pearson, their quarterback, 18 carries, a net 30. You got to factor in the sack yardage of 19 yards lost. He ends up with net 30. Jean-Pierre had 10 carries for only 26 yards. Thunderwolves just stuffed them on the ground today. Fuller, 20 of 30, had 2 picks, 245, had the touchdown, the big one that late to Toscas. Pearson ends up 16 of 25, probably his best passing day of the year. That's more pass attempts than he had all year long coming in, right? Or he had maybe coming in, he had 26 or 28. My eye is deceiving me. But he came close to eclipsing that in one game here today. I thought he played pretty well for what he's been dealt. Some of the receiving numbers, Toscas 8 for 86, caught the touchdown. Retzlaff 5 for 59. Rakowski 3 for 66. Mitchell 2 for 16.
Nelson 5 for 29 for them and the touchdown. George 3 for 20. Defensive numbers, Seidenberger, another great game, 8 tackles. 7 for Nucci, 5 for Turrentine, 4 for Pittman, Eli Pittman. Pullman ends up with 8. Bowen was 7. Henkel and True with 6 tackles apiece for Chadron State. Final score, Thunderwolves win it 31-28. We go around, take a look at some of the scores we've already mentioned. Joe added in the pregame informing Phil Veal that Augustana, they lost today to Bemidji State. It's 17-10 was the final. Bemidji scored a touchdown with about 4 minutes to go in the game, and they win it. Minnesota Duluth, they knock off Minnesota State today 30-16. The other games in Super Region 4, we don't know. I think Angelo State plays tonight, don't they? Let's see. I got to scroll on down. I think Angelo is in action tonight. Yeah, night game against West Texas A&M. So Angelo came into the game as the 4 seed in the region. Western was the number 5 seed. But I think on the strength of schedule, we heard Paul Plinsky, he texted us earlier. He said if by Western winning, they'll be the number 1 or number 2 seed no matter what Angelo State does tonight. So Angelo then, if they win, they would move into the 3 slot. So you can sort it out from there.
We'll do it tomorrow during the selection show.
The selection show is at 4 o'clock, and you can watch that online if you want, ncaa.com. We'll probably go hang out with the Thunderwolves.
At the Pack House.
Yeah, we'll go to the Pack House and watch that with them. We'll watch the half of the Broncos game and then hunt it over to the Pack House for a team that has a chance to win something big instead of the Broncos. All right. So we'll throw that card away. Take a look at some of the big boy scores today, see what's happening. CU, close your ears, Joe.
Thanks.
CU wins it. Final was 49-24 over Utah. Buffalo's now 8-2. What do they have left?
Nothing. They got the easiest schedule in the Big Ten.
It's Big 12.
Big 12, whatever.
One of those big conferences.
They go to wherever the money is. They don't, and then and Deion will coach this year, and his kids will leave, and then he'll go somewhere else. So
Alabama,
enjoy it while you can.
Alabama had a bye week this week. They played Mercer. They beat them 52-7. I think that covers for them. Ohio State didn't cover. They were a 30-point favorite. They didn't cover. Dang it. Ohio State beats Northwestern 31-7. That game at Wrigley Field earlier today. Clemson, they didn't cover. 24-20 over Pitt. Ben, I told you that was a tough one. I knew they wouldn't cover. I should have changed my pick there. Texas defeats Arkansas 20-10. They didn't cover. It was a good team for the home underdogs today. Tulane defeats Navy 35. What happened to that bloom at Navy? They were going to be, the greatest team, getting the playoff and everything. They've lost 2 games now, or 3 games.
It'll be Army now.
Yeah, exactly. That's what that'll end up being. We mentioned Alabama winning. SMU leads Boston College 20-14. SMU is like a 16-point favorite. I'm doing all the points for you.
We need to go, man.
You can tell what Ben and I talk about.
We got 6 hours.
You want to go? I don't have. Ben's got to write a story. I got to hang out for a while.
6 hours, man.
I'm stalling. I'm making you suffer.
Yeah, you don't need to do that. People have their phones now. They don't need these.
LSU and Florida are tied 10 apiece. Louisville leads Stanford 21-13. That's enough of the scoreboard.
The big one though was last night. Rams win the border war.
That's right. We'll talk. You want to talk about that one?
No, we're good.
Okay, all right. Notre Dame up 28-0 at halftime over Virginia. Penn State leads Purdue 21-3 at halftime. South Carolina late second leads Missouri 7-6. What's the big game tonight, Joe? You going to listen to on your Sirius radio?
Yeah, we got. Don't we have Georgia and Tennessee?
Georgia and Tennessee, definitely, and Wisconsin and Oregon.
Yep, 2 good games.
And then the late game is Kansas and BYU. It's the Retzlaff brother. There we go.
Reggie loves it. He gets to see his brother play. He plays and then goes watch his brother.
And that'll be in Provo tonight. That'll be the late game on ESPN, Kansas and BYU.
I had some people ask me, is there a chance Reggie could get in the portal and go play one year with his brother? But he cannot. He cannot. He had too many junior colleges. So
okay.
Well, he would have had to go this year.
Good for us.
Yes. Yes. Remarkable. Good for this
us.
year.
That's good. That is good on good right there.
Well, him and Fuller again for another year.
All
Run
right.
it back.
All right, Joe. Final thoughts. Make it quick because you got to get out of here.
unbelievable. I was down, but you know what? The prophet, John Riston.
Yes. Thank you, John Riston.
You know what he said? You guys are soft. He was down there on the sideline. He just looked at me and goes, you guys are soft. You didn't think I said I was hoping, but based on what I saw in the first 30 minutes, I wasn't very optimistic. But I did see Preston Pearson walking up, and I shook his hand. I said, you know what? You played your ass off and not just a half, but that's a kid that was forced into duty and acquitted himself nicely.
Yes, he did. All right. Well, I'll work on my firmness this week.
Yeah, we're soft.
Try to do some push-ups.
Soft.
Get ready for the coaches show on Wednesday night, as the Thunderwolves will have a bye next week, but we're still going to do the Pack football show this week on Wednesday night, 6 o'clock from Thunder Zone Pizza and Tap House. Phil V will join us with a couple of guests. We are going to give you a little programming note. There will not be a Pack football show the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, before the playoff game. So this will be the final Pack football show before the playoffs begin. All right, so that's your little programming note. And there will be Thunderwolves men's basketball on Thursday on the RMAC network. That's my next assignment.
There you go.
For Csu-Pueblo.
No rest for you.
All right, Joe. Special thanks. Congratulations. Been a big week for you. Got inducted in the Greater Pueblo Sports Hall of Fame this week. Well deserved. That was a nice ceremony. You made a great speech. I thought that was a great night up there, despite being up there with all the Colts you got to hang out with.
To go in with Prim Ivan, Jimmy Ranson, Mike Thompson, Alexis Snyder, Bill Yalitz, Chris James. What a fun group, and I'm honored. It was a great night.
And everybody was great. Great speeches all the way around. It was a touching evening. It was a lot of fun. But
well, you're close to all those people.
Again.
That's your era, boy.
Boy, I loved all those guys. Jimmy Don, and it was
Jimmy
Don. Great to see him again. And Prim Ivan, of course, he's my old golf coach from Csu-Pueblo.
Yes.
He was the assistant coach, and we spent a lot of time together. So maybe we'll get old Stevie Ivan in next year. We'll try for that.
I got another guy I want to get in.
Well, we'll try. We'll see what happens, Joe.
So
okay, I'll look forward to that.
All right.
Ben Greenberg, Sports Information Director, he's in the booth with us all day, feeding us information. We thank that. We had Paul Plinsky listening, feeding us information as well about the regional. We thank you, Dr. Paul. We'll see you this week at the basketball game. Big soccer game tonight for the Thunderwolves. You can get on out there to the Art as they'll be taking on Fort Lewis. Chance to win the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference tournament crown. Chance to do the daily double. They won the regular season crown. Now they want to win the tournament crown as well.
You get a championship. You get a championship.
That's right. Everybody get a championship. Thunderwolves men's basketball team Wednesday as well. Women are in action momentarily. 4 o'clock. So you can watch that one online if you want. All right, that's going to do it. Dean Nedens has been our producer and engineer today at Thunderwolves Football. We thank Dean for stepping in for Aaron Konitschke. My name is Jim Brooks. Reminding you of the final score here today. Thunderwolves win it. They're the outright RMAC Conference champions. They defeat Chadron State 38-21. They'll also be the number 1 seed in Super Region 4. Programming note, you can watch that on NCAA.com tomorrow. The selection show happens at 4 o'clock. Till we talk to you on Wednesday night from Thunder Zone Pizza and Tap House, for my partner, Joe Cervi, for Ben Greenberger. For Greenberger?
Green? He's a hamburglar.
He likes burgers. My name is Jim Brooks. Good afternoon, everybody.